girl, I know you think it's a game, but it is absolutely not, okay? This is the energy supplement from Just Move Supplements. That's right. It's damn near all gone, girl. And that's because I had to get that energy up so I can complete the workout, so I can give y'all this body, this transformation, get into it, okay? And I'm done working out now, so that's why we're moving on to the protein shake. Oh yes, it's already in there, girl. It's already made right here. This is the mixture of the banana pudding, the chocolate cake, and the buttercream cupcake. And you really want to be fancy, you can go ahead and add that blueberry muffin if that's what you want to do, girl. But for me, it's these three right here, okay? You put that with some almond milk, you mix it all up in honey, okay? Your muscles have gained life, new energy, agility. Get into it, okay? Just Move Supplements. Thank you very much. Hold up, Chief. Okay, don't forget about that TLC NutriBurst to get that multivitamin probably, because we all need a little extra. And child, if you want that sea moss that go down smooth, don't come up rough, okay? Get into the TLC Nautica sea moss. Yes, get that from me. And child, if your stomach hurt and you need to move some things around so you can be free, okay, go ahead and get that ISO tea down below in the description box. Get it all from me. Come on in, come on in, come on in, not come on in, not come. Sorry, y'all know I'm weird, whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
Da 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 da. Da 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 da. All the moves with the shawls in your ass. And you got me falling out your glass. Oh man, don't want you in the club, cause your pussy probably starting fights in the club. Hey, come through in your rental car. Bitch, so anybody know that you a star. Gone with 4 or 5 hoes, starting to fight anything straight out the door. They say you acting kinda funny, acting kinda. I heard you popping for that money. Listen, if you was on my Instagram, then you saw me post my little pictures and little video from that night. You know, a lot of y'all follow me, so y'all know, because I was posting on Instagram. I was posting here the week in February that it happened, when I was invited to Mel's event. But we'll get into that, and we'll also get into all of the drama that took place this weekend when we get to the end of this video, because first we got to talk about Put a Ring on It and Love and Marriage DC. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. But yes, y'all, we were all bucked up. I was bucked up. I'm happy y'all was bucked up. And I appreciate, you know, production and Mel for making sure that I was there and that I was seen, because, you know, they didn't have to do that. There were a lot of things that happened that night that were not seen. So the fact that they made it a point to show me, thank you, production. I appreciate y'all. So let's go ahead and get into Put a Ring on It first. Okay. So Otis is upset that Charlie wants to go on a third date with Odell Beckham Jr., aka Chris. But he just, you know, it just doesn't add up. It just doesn't add up, you know. Dr. Nicole has to ask him to be honest about his feelings. Don't be disingenuous, Otis. Tell us how you feel. Don't wait until later to exact your revenge in a very passive-aggressive, manipulative, diabolical way, the way you like to do. Oh, no. Just say what you feel now. Get it off your chest, sir. He says, why would she want to put herself in a disrespectful situation? And this is where I have a problem. This is where the language comes in. You say a lot of things that are meant to demean Charlie, meant to make her seem like a hoe or less than a woman or less valuable as a woman, which is why another man's interest in her would make her weak, or her wanting to go on another date with that man will put her in a disrespectful situation. Is that right? Is that right, Otis? Oh, okay. Okay. Well, to me, that sounds like the ramblings of a misogynistic little man that wants his woman to remain feeling insecure and small so that she can't be procured by a man who may actually treat her better, whose hairline is full and not receding. But that's another conversation for another time. Another conversation for another time. So the women have to go and try on wedding gowns and actually envision getting married to the person that they are on this show with. Okay. And Shorty feels like, why am I trying on a wedding gown when I know that my relationship is over? She said it's not there. I'm saying we all know it's over. Charlie tries her dress on first, and she can see walking down the aisle with Otis. Of course she can, because see, Otis still comes off. Thank y'all for the cash apps. I appreciate y'all. She sees Otis as what he appears to be. I want to know, what about Otis makes you want to be with him on an emotional level? I don't see it. I don't see the emotional connection. I don't even see sexual chemistry. I know he's attractive to you. I know you're attractive. You see what I'm saying? But I don't really understand why Charlie sees marriage with someone who she's not emotionally connecting with. You guys being jealous and playing jealous little child games to make each other angry is not an emotional connection. And that's all I see from y'all, is him demeaning you and you trying to boss up on him, but still being manipulated by him in the process. It is just, I don't see what there is to marry. I don't. I feel like it would be you locking yourself down to something that already is shitty. You want to marry a shitty relationship. Got it. Got it. So, even though Charlie can see herself walking down the aisle with Otis, she says they are still having the same disagreements, which means nothing that is being said in therapy or talking to Dr. Nicole is actually sinking through his thick ass dome. So Shay tries on her dress next and feels scared it may not happen this time like it didn't happen last time, because y'all, they made it all the way down to the courthouse and then didn't put the paperwork in. He's supposed to have Afonso is supposed to have a conversation with his BM, so that she will understand what the boundaries and parameters are moving forward as it pertains to his relationship with Shay. His son nor his mother was at the engagement party. That's what Shay tells us. So when he said the engagement party was supposed to be a testament of her placement in his life, it just fell flat because the people who actually need to hear it weren't there. Okay, like the son, byproduct, the baby mama, and your mother. None of them were in attendance. Only your friends and the people that you want to show off your pretty girlfriend / fiance to. That doesn't fix the problem, Fonzo, which makes us feel like you're still not wanting to bring Shay in completely. And I'm going to tell y'all why I feel like that in a minute. Shorty tries on her dress and she wants to see a plan of action from Kenneth. I said, why? We're going to talk about Shay. We're going to talk about Shorty and them, because there were some people making comments on my last video that I didn't like. So I want to get into some things. I have some very strong opinions. I hope you guys are ready. Shay and Fonzo go on a date. He's feeling good about the process. He had his titties out. He loves the ideas that Dr. Nicole gave him for blending the families. He's ready to call his baby mama and start the process of healing. She asked if he's going to be able to be honest no matter how his baby mama responds. And he says that he's confident that Shay loves him and their feelings for each other are special. So he will do what needs to be done. And he wants her to know he's trying to make it work no matter what. And Shay was like, I'm about to cry. And I was like, for what? Nothing has happened yet. Hold your horses. Don't put the cart before the horse. Take a beat. Chill out. Stop being so thirsty. Do y'all remember on, a lot of y'all don't like this movie, but it's literally one of my favorite movies to just have on TV sometimes. I lie away and I'm watching porn on my hotel dressing room and I dream of you. Whatever. I'm sorry. Obsession. Beyonce was an Obsession. Y'all always say Beyonce can't act. There is a point in Obsession after her husband got caught up. He didn't really do anything, but he got caught up, right? So she kicked him out the house. She said, go to hell, okay? Get your prophylactics if you think you need it, okay? and go to hell. Until then, maybe the Four Seasons. Okay, y'all remember that? Do y'all remember that? Okay. There was a montage of seasons changing and her making that man like work to get back. And he didn't even sleep with anybody. Okay? And then he had to do all of that and slide her the keys to his car. Do you? Oh, so she had to get the Benz. Okay, he had to he slid. It was his birthday. He had to give her the keys to the Benz before she gave him a key to the house. They were married. He didn't even cheat. Obsessed, obsession, whatever. Y'all remember the movie? I love that scene. Beyonce had her eyebrow raised the whole time. They were having a good time, but she wasn't about to like let him know that she was that ready until like that last moment. And even when she gave him the key, she just kind of slid it over to him and was like, "You can come home." You know what I'm saying? But she didn't, it wasn't, no, it was very much, you can come home. Okay. So I feel like that's the energy that Shay needs to have about Fonzo. And it's not that. It's I want to run and cry because he's saying the shit I want him to say. No, nigga, do the shit. And even after he does it, I still need for you to be slow and steady about it, because you never know how things might switch back if you get too eager to hurry up and give up everything you've been waiting to give. Because women, a lot of the times, hold off on all of the love and affection and shit and pussy and everything that they want to give you because they feel like you're not acting right. But as soon as you give a woman the feeling that you're going to do what she's been asking you to do, she will flood you with all of the love and all the shit that she had been withholding. And that's why I need for her to hold off on it, because you don't know if he actually is going to make all of the appropriate changes before you sitting up here crying about the fact that he's finally saying what you want him to say. Let him do it first. If Shay and Fonzo get married, Fonzo gonna still be hunching his baby mama and everybody else. Thank you for the super chat, Pamela Israel. I appreciate you. I think he's gonna still be smashing whoever he wants to smash. I think that's the life lesson here. When you know your worth, you act accordingly at all times, and that's what she faced us. My motherfucking work. That's what the face was. Right, exactly. Yes, made him work for it, improve his actions, and change behavior. Actions speak louder than words. Yes. Do you hear me? And so that's what I meant about like the obsessed movie. I know y'all think the movie is trash, but that's what that scene, that specific energy right there, okay? It is what I need for Shay to have with Fonzo, okay? Anyway, Otis goes on a date with Sheree, whatever, and she's curious to why she's there because she knows he's not interested. He was even more detached on this date than he was on the previous one, which made me know that the only reason he went on his date with Sheree was so he can piss off Charlie, because Charlie went on her date with Chris. Immature. Means nothing's changed, because you're still acting out of immaturity. You're still acting out of, let me hurt her. Let me do something to get back at her. That is so fucking childish, Otis. And I know you love calling Charlie childish, but it takes one to know one. It takes one to know one. I think that's why you have such a hard time listening to her when she's telling you that she's feeling away, because you don't actually feel for real. Everything you do is like, I'm trying to get back at her because she made me feel away. I can never be honest about what I'm really mad about, but I'm going to in some way be passive aggressive towards her. So whenever she outwardly says her issue with you, you think that it's something else or that it's bullshit because you don't know how to be honest about your feelings. But you're the one that's childish. I want you to know that. I want you to know that you being a big man at your big age doesn't change the fact that you very much handle your relationship with your woman like a teenage boy that's playing tit for tat. I just want you to know that. Because that's what this looks like to me when you decide to go on a date with Sheree and make her feel inadequate and make her, and I'm not saying that she felt inadequate. I'm saying that for her to go on a date with a man that wouldn't even really make eye contact with her, that was so disinterested, she shouldn't have had to go through that. She shouldn't have had to sit on a date with a man that was only there to make his girlfriend mad. Now, Charlie, on the other hand, y'all, I think Charlie really wanted to go on that date with that other guy. I think it was refreshing to be around somebody she didn't have to be scared of. I think that Charlie's shoulders to her ears tell me that Charlie is a nervous wreck, usually, because she's always worried about what Otis is going to do, what he's going to respond to, how he's going to be playing the long game to get back at her for something that happened months ago that was fucking small. So I feel like she went on that date with Odell because she wanted to be able to feel what it was like to be around somebody that wasn't trying to hurt her or wasn't trying to find a way to be, hurt or upset in the moment. And I feel like you could tell the difference in their dates because Charlie was really like smiling and her body language was stiff, but she was turned towards him. She was engaged. He was talking to her. Like even his body language to me was like, you don't have to feel afraid. He was like leaning towards her. He was engaged. They were making eye contact. They were talking. They were laughing. Their date seemed more genuine to me than what Otis did with Cherie. And I feel like it showed a complete disregard for Cherie's feelings. And that to me just shows how Otis ain't shit. Okay. Alfonso calls his ex and she's very short with him over the phone, obviously knowing what this conversation was about to be about. He admits that he did stuff wrong and she's still a value to him. She says that he did cut her off. He threw her to the wayside. He's healed now and she's left broken. There's a certain way to do things when you close a chapter, then you start with another. He's apologizing for that, but she's still upset about it. So she's, telling him all the things that he did wrong in this situation. How are you going to go on, with somebody else when you still have loose ends with me? And she guesses that he has to, she said, well, I guess I'm gonna have to sew my shit up for myself. And she says that at the end of the day, they've been good parents. They've been good co-parents. So she's willing to make it work, but she needs him to show them with his actions and also give them time. So I don't know if they edited it out, but I didn't hear him mention Shay one time. He said he's getting help with his relationship and stuff. He didn't say with Shay. He never said her name. He never said, I want y'all to meet her. I know she said she had an issue with the fact that their son met Shay before she did. And he was like, yeah, I know I did it the wrong way. That's what I'm apologizing for. I do feel like she wasn't cutting him any slack, and it's because she's still mad that he doesn't want to be with her like that. I think she thought that she was going to be the girl that he eventually was going to want to settle down with. I don't know why. I guess because he gave you a baby. You're not the only one with a baby. So I don't know why you thought that. But ultimately his baby mama sounds like somebody that needs to get over it. Yes, part of it is him. But the fact that you even said, oh, I guess, you healed and I'm still, girl, he's not responsible for your healing. You're responsible for your own healing. If you are still broken behind that man, that's on you because he's not with you and he's not with you. So if you're still over there broken, that's you. You got to deal with that. You got to do something about that, girl. I don't know what you expect, but he broke up with you. He doesn't want to be with you anymore. He is not responsible for your healed heart. He's not. The only thing he's responsible for is his shit and the way he handled you as the mother of his child. And he said he didn't handle you right. He apologized. You need to get over it now. You need to get past it now. Okay? Because that man got a whole nother woman that he over here fighting with. And you over there still upset, still feeling a way about the loose ends he left with you? Girl. Come on, ma. Come on, ma. Come on, ma. You got to do better. He said her name at the end. What did he say? What did he say exactly? Because I missed it. Thank you, Pamela, for the super chat. Otis is a robot. He's programmed, and human emotions and personal accountability does not compute. Robot malfunctioning. Child, that's how I felt about Kenneth this episode. We're going to get into it. I recognize that she knows that Shay is there. But I feel like the fact that he did not mention her. Mr. Post. and Shay. I didn't hear him say Shay. I didn't. Especially since it's been 3 years. I feel like his mama might be part of the problem too. She don't acknowledge Shay either. And they probably sit around talking about how he's going to be back with her once he gets Shay out his system, probably. Uh Something tells me they must have ended the affair with the baby mama because he was going to be on the show and he was going to be pressured by Shay to not only get married but to handle his family matters. Yes. Thank you, Brittany. I appreciate you. I don't think he said her name, but mentioned when he has a girlfriend or wife, he needs to do better with communication. Yeah. But to me, the way he skirted over it at the beginning of the conversation, instead of saying, listen, I understand we have our issues, but you know that I am in a relationship with Shay and I'm trying to be with her. I know I did not handle that right with you, and I'm sorry, but I do want us to get on a better page. So how can I make this easier for you? He did not mention Shay's name, y'all. That's a part of the problem. That's a part of the problem. I know it has to be baby steps, but the fact that he did not make a clear outline on the phone, I'm with Shay. Me and you not together no more. We need to just co-parent. He did not make any strong lines in there. The only thing he did was to make sure to let her know that she was still a value to him so that she would not get upset. But a lot of what it felt like was, you ain't shit. I'm still mad. I'm holding on to my anger towards you. And him feeling like, I want you to get past it. I feel like I can't tell you everything because you're going to act bad and I don't want to deal with that. But I also don't completely want to close the door. So I don't know if I want to put Shay's name out there like that, because then that might really solidify it. If I say, I'm with Shay, like, I'm sorry. Like, he said Shay's name one time when he said they all need to get together and meet and discuss. Not enough times for me, though. I just feel like, yeah, it wasn't no real outline. It wasn't no real clarity for me. And it makes me feel like he's leaving the shit open. It's giving Shay might have been a side chick. To me, it's giving any woman is going to feel like a side chick with a man that's a hoe. Just because he was in a relationship with that woman does not mean. This is what I need for everybody to stop doing. If you are not married, please stop. You're not a side chick if the nigga ain't married. Like, I'm low-key wanting y'all to get that out y'all head about these men. If it doesn't matter you had a baby with him, it doesn't matter that he doesn't want you to fuck anybody else. You know that he is not your husband, and that means he's out in this world doing whatever the fuck he want to do, and you know it. So lying to yourself and getting mad about it, oh, Shay was a side chick. Girl, please, you are a baby mama. You were not a wife. He was always fucking over you. Shay was not a side chick. Shay was just another woman that he met, that he slept with, that he liked enough to bring her in as the main girl. But trust, as soon as you had that baby for him and you wanted him to be home and be a father and not be, running behind Rick Ross all over the world, then you became a problem. You were no longer an outlet like all the rest of the girls when you became a baby mama and needed him to do more. Okay? So, and then another thing is that he said that he don't know why anybody gets mad about the little girls he smashed when he out of town. You know what that means? He's going to always live his life like that. So anybody that's with him needs to understand that. They know it, but they think that they can somehow convince him to be different. They think if they have a baby with him, if they marry him, then he'll be different. He's not going to be different. Either be in an open relationship and let him do him and you do you when you want to, or find you a man that's going to actually be faithful in a relationship. He's not changing. He's not changing. Yes, the girls are outlets. That's what men do. Men use women to feel good. They use women to lull insecurities. They use women to make them feel like a big man, to get their rocks off. They use women. That's what they do. And the women that they're in relationships with want to act like the women that are being used are the problem. And really, no, the man is the problem. And you expecting what he can't give you is the problem. That's how I feel. But once again, he wasn't married to the baby mama, so Shay was not a side chick. Okay? To me, you're really only a side chick if the man got a wife. Y'all hoes is just girlfriends. Like, there's no disrespect. I used to be a girlfriend. I might be a girlfriend again. You never know. I don't plan on it. But I say all that to say you just never know. I'm not on no hierarchy because this nigga decided to marry me. That's just what we was on. You see what I'm saying? But I do want women to stop expecting and stop trying to get something from a man that you're not going to get. Okay. And also stop looking at boyfriend girlfriend relationships as if they're husband wife relationships, because they're not. And I think a lot of times women think of themselves as a nigga wifey, and he don't think of himself as no husband, but he wants you to think of yourself as a wifey, which is why I feel like it's in women's best interest to not act like they're somebody's wife when they're only somebody's girlfriend, unless that's a real outline that has been created. Okay. Facts. You only a side chick if it's a wife. Motherfuckers can end up marrying the side chick. Cause I mean, how you gonna call Shay the side chick when she the one that he proposed to? You see what I'm saying? That's how you get your feelings hurt. Exactly. Exactly. Wife and girlfriend and extra at the same time after marriage. Child. Dr. Nicole tried to tell Shay there is a divine right. There's a divide between wife and girlfriend, and she don't seem to understand that. And that's a problem. Why do people get so upset at being called just a girlfriend? I don't know. I don't know. Like it literally means that you are not, you're in the starter package. That's if you want to be a wife. If you want to be a wife, a girlfriend is a starter package, ma'am. And if you don't want to be just a girlfriend, then you need not do all of the things that wives are supposed to do so that a nigga will have to marry you. They've been telling y'all that for years. Stop giving away the milk for free if you want the nigga to buy the cow. It wasn't just about giving up sex. It's also about giving up all of yourself in wifely duty ship to men. Okay? Like cleaning up after them, taking care of them, living with them, having babies with them. And listen, it's our choice. Whatever you want to be, it's up to you, boo. But do understand that there are levels to this shit. So ignoring the levels is not going to get you anywhere just because you want to feel like your position is the same. And it's not. And that's okay. That's okay. If you don't want you girl, sometimes you don't want to be somebody's wife. Being a wife is a lot of responsibility, just like being a husband is a lot of responsibility. And I think that this world has made women feel like they should act like wives to men who don't want to act like husbands. No, don't do that, girl. Thank you for the super chat, Dion, and thank you for the birthday. Oh no, it's your birthday. Okay, happy birthday, Dion. Happy birthday, my fellow Gemini. Okay, because it's always come back to sex. So I think the lines get blurred with the levels. I think so too. But I also feel like as a woman, you know you're providing more than sex, right? You know that, right? You know, you like most of the time y'all be living with a nigga, y'all be washing their clothes, y'all be helping wash their other kids, y'all be doing all kind of shit that only wives are supposed to do, and that goes outside of sex. So yeah, y'all. Let's get to Shorty and Ken. So Shorty and Ken go on a date, which is like a cuddling class, and it's supposed to help them reconnect. And he wants her to believe that he's going to show up. And she wants to know how. Like, can you give me a plan? And he says he's going to wipe that whole financial situation off the table for them. He doesn't want to talk about it. He wants to just be about it. And she says that she feels like he's postponing the conversation. And it's hard, you know, he has to admit you can't expect somebody to believe something if you can't at least give them a clear, concise plan. Because we're not asking for emotions. We're asking for financial, which requires a legitimate plan. And if you want a woman to feel safe, it will behoove you to show her evidence of something so that she can feel safe. Period. I tell y'all, a lot of people from Louisiana are functioning alcoholics. I don't know, you know, because people just drink in the South. It's not even just Louisiana. People, period. In southern states, y'all ain't got shit going on. Gotta drink. Ain't got shit going on. Niggas is drinking. I'm not saying everybody, y'all, but I'm just saying it's a, to me, especially in Louisiana, it's a part of the culture to drink at access. So a lot of people are functioning alcoholics that live down here. It is what it is. Kenneth was talking like a 19-year-old college kid in that scene. Child, He said, she says he is postponing, and he sits up to clear the shit up, but nothing is cleared up. He was like, I just want to clear this up right now. And I'm like, what did you clear up? You didn't clear anything up. Okay. But anyway, once he realizes that she's asking for a legitimate plan and he doesn't have one because he's not planning on doing anything she's asking him to do, he then starts talking about how he just needs her beautiful eyes there when he comes home to support him while he out there dealing with the man. And I said, oh no, not the man. Okay. And she says, okay, but I want a plan. He doesn't have one. She feels like maybe there are two puzzle pieces that don't fit. He said, well, I'm gonna pull a hatchet out to make the piece fit. Then they have a hug. And it was hard for her to have, it was hard for her to do after that conversation. Shorty feels like this was a good thing that Dr. Nicole asked them to do it because it showed her the truth, which is that she's not happy in this situation and he's not going to give her what she needs, which is a plan. Grown adults in life need plans. I know y'all may not realize that, but no grown person is actually out here rolling by the seat of their pants at every decision. That's just stupid. So I do feel like Kenneth was like he couldn't figure out a way to manipulate the conversation because she was asking for something so specific. That's why whenever you see these shows, they're always saying be specific about what you want. Because when you're not specific, then people can leave, like leave shit open for interpretation and all of that. But when she asked for a specific plan, he had no way of giving her that specific plan. So then he went to trying to flatter her with the beautiful eyes and all of that. And then he went to trying to invoke sympathy for the black man thing, because they bring that up all the time. And none of that worked. None of that worked. But he pulled out every trope that he could to try to not have to give her an actual plan. And when it didn't work, he got mad. So they have a conversation off camera about marriage. And then we see them after that conversation the next morning. And he's drunk, drinking, sloppy, acting a fool, bags under his eyes, looking a hot ass mess, talking about how she can't cook. She's unappreciative. Everything is a problem. She gonna feel his realness. I'm not gonna feel anything, nigga. I'm not gonna feel anything. I'm gonna shut my feelings off as it pertains to you. I'm not gonna feel anything. Okay. Let me continue on. Okay, because I'm gonna read all this and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna get in, the comments and then I'm, talk to y'all about how I feel about the way y'all are assessing this shorty situation that I don't like. He says he wants marriage from someone genuine. He knows his worth. He's been delusional thinking that she loves him. And she didn't come on this show and told everybody how she feel about him. She got him fucked up. She's just sitting there, right? She not really responding. She's just sitting there looking like, look at this fool. Look at this fool. He says she wasn't his flavor. And people who know him was like, shake back. Basically like, oh, everybody around him felt like she wasn't that girl and he was lowering his standards by being with her. That's what he was basically saying. He says she's weak. I personally feel like every single thing he said about her is about him. He's weak. She is actually above his station. She needed to shake back and get some sense about herself. Okay? Like everything he was saying about her is actually the truth about him. She says she feels the same so he can go. He says why he gotta leave. He needs to represent for the motherfuckers in America that feel like, they women, like he just started going on a tangent. I said, okay, here's another Kevin Samuels baby. She says this is what you bring to the table. All of this mess, this bullshit. He says he doesn't care what she thinks he brings to the table anymore. Nigga, you weren't ever bringing anything to it anyway. So what does it matter? Like you weren't ever bringing anything anyway. She says he brings no contributions and no respect. He says that he the man, he's strong, he's smart, he a proud black man, and she ain't gonna make him feel. I said, you can talk all that shit all you want to, but you still don't seem to have a suitable form of income. You still don't seem to be able to procure a home and a life for yourself outside of a woman. It seems to me that you need another person to help take care of you, Kenneth. It doesn't look like Shorty needs you to help take care of her. That's the difference between the two of y'all. So don't call yourself smart and a proud black man when you're literally on the ground right now, on the bottom of the barrel, scraping it, mad because you can't manipulate this woman into staying with you any longer. She's laughing. He does cartwheel. Well, no, he's laughing. He's doing cartwheels. He says they're gonna be the best of friends. Then he calls her artificial and calls her a motherfucker. And that's when the producers finally decide to jump in and say he needs to go. So she packs his shit up through trash bags himself. I said, you mean to tell me y'all done been together all this time and y'all ain't never went on one trip for this nigga to have to buy himself some luggage? That's sad. And then he calls her little ugly on the way out. I said, oh, now she little ugly, huh? Now she little ugly now that she wants you to get the fuck out. Okay. Thank you, Flo P, for the super chat. I think Shorty wanted to make sure she wasn't alone when she broke up with him. He seems abusive. I hope she really leave him alone. Thank you, Courtney Folson, for becoming a member. All right. So let me go ahead and talk about this. So I saw a comment right before I came up here saying that we're making it seem like Shorty is some innocent victim. She chose to be with him. Nobody said that she was an innocent victim. I feel like we've all, and I'm talking about me and people who, talk in the comments, we've said that Shorty needs to leave him. We don't know why she didn't just get a restraining order against him. But we're going to think about usually how hard it is for women to get out of abusive relationships, correct? It's really not that easy to get out of abusive relationships, especially when a man has done things before, like tried to ruin you when you left him, like getting on your job's Facebook page to speak badly about you on your job's Facebook page to get you fired, or taking pictures of your credit card statements and your bank statements and going through your phone and getting whatever else he can get from your phone so he can use it against you once you leave him. So once I saw all of that about Kenneth, I felt like, okay, I'm going to give her grace because it's probably a little bit harder for her to leave him, seeing as though he has already attempted to destroy her when she tried to leave him the first time. Okay? Based off what they told us. He admitted to what he did with taking pictures of her stuff. So we know it's not a lie. So that would lead me to believe it's harder for her to leave this situation. I'm also looking at her as being a very small woman and him being a huge man that acts like a child that is not in control of himself. The person said that they never saw Shorty look scared in any of the scenes. And as a Black woman, we don't always emote fear or sadness. Those aren't feelings that we freely emote because we have not always been allowed to, because people don't care when we're scared. People don't care when we're upset. And we've been taught that it's a sign of weakness to show that. So we're not going to. A lot of Black women naturally are not going to show that they're scared or they're sad because we've been taught that that is a sign of weakness. So maybe Shorty is scared, maybe she isn't. If she isn't scared, maybe she's not scared because every time you see her, she's in a room with him and a whole bunch of people that are also there producing a reality show, who have a liability, a legal liability to make sure she's not hurt while they're filming. So maybe she's not scared in the moment because there are other people there with her. Have you ever thought of that? I never said she was innocent, but I do believe she is a victim of domestic violence. Domestic violence is not always physical. Sometimes it's emotional. Sometimes it's financial. Sometimes it's verbal. Sometimes it's mental. And I feel like just in this last scene, we saw that man abuse her in a whole bunch of different ways. He gaslit her. He talked down on her, told her she wasn't shit, got all in her space. He's drunk. She doesn't know how he's going to respond, calling her a motherfucker, calling her weak, very aggressively. But we're going to ignore all of that because she's not looking, sad and weak and afraid of him in the moment. So we should ignore everything he's doing because she didn't leave him, right? Her still being with him doesn't change the fact that he is still living off of her, abusing her, and then getting mad at her because she's not lying to the world about it. To me, it is abuse for men to expect women to lie to protect their images. It's abuse, especially if protecting your image means lying about how you abuse me, about how you use me. And if you think I'm going to ignore the fact that he is 3 times her fucking size, you're sadly mistaken. Y'all always get on the internet and want to act like we're not looking at men that can physically harm and like really hurt these women. And just because we're not seeing physical on camera doesn't mean that the woman doesn't have that fear. So I'm sorry if I'm not going to get online and cape for men or try to protect them or see women as less of victims because they don't show the fear you want them to show, because they don't cower. Innocent victim. She's a victim. He's an abuser. That's it. That's it. That's all. Yeah, she should leave. She should have been left. She shouldn't have went back. Yeah, we can say all of that. What does that change how he acted in the scene? How does that change what the energy of the relationship is? Why are y'all always looking for a reason to make it so that the woman is in some part deserving of the abuse, which is what that comment sounded like to me. She's not innocent. So that means what he did was okay. What does her staying with him actually mean in this situation for y'all? Because that's what she chose to be with him. And okay, so a woman chooses to be with an abuser. So does that make the woman the same as the abuser? Or does that probably make her a woman who was abused before, therefore attracted to abusive relationships because they're a norm for her? Let's not even talk about what the norm is in society for Black men. A lot of y'all have ways of abusiveness that are dismissed because they don't show up as punches to the face. Think a little deeper sometimes, y'all. That's all I'm saying. Think a little deeper. But you need to think deeper than she's not innocent, which is what y'all go to when y'all don't want to admit that somebody is being abused. She's not innocent. She's a grown fucking woman. Why does she have to be innocent in order for you to see her as a victim in a situation where a person is being abusive towards her and you're seeing it on camera? We all feel like Shorty came on this show so she can get away from him with physical evidence. Because when you're on television, it brings more eyes. You can back out of a situation feeling a little safer. But for everybody to like act as if, women don't have hard times leaving abusive relationships every day. Like, that shit blows me when y'all act like you don't understand the nuances of situations when y'all get on here so that y'all could try to make a woman seem as if she is somehow the bad guy when she's being abused or she's being taken advantage of. Like, the girl told the man to get out her house today. And I feel like that's not the first time she told him to go. I also feel like he never likes to leave. You see, he was still outside her door. Bondi, you are right. I can definitely understand and relate to fear of being with someone who is unpredictable. It felt that he did keep it light since the cameras were there. He corrected his words. Misogyny got a lot of y'all in a chokehold. I'm worried. They said Shorty brought security to the reunion show. That's what I heard. Like I said on Twitter, some women are okay with this type of behavior because they accept it and don't know any better themselves. You are right, just here. I give Shorty credit. She Olivia Pope this thing. She wanted out and didn't know how to get out and allowed this nigga to play himself out all over TV. She's not weak. She's smart. And probably up to her auntie as far as being a radio host. Just because she chose to stay does not mean she's supposed to stay forever, especially when she realizes how hopeless the situation is. Yeah, like a woman is supposed to always be at fault because she chose to be with someone, even if she's trying to get out of the situation. He probably didn't start that way and changed up on her while she was vulnerable, which they do a lot. And everybody act like he was coming off crazy like this from the beginning. I truly hope and pray Shorty get out safely with everything intact. Heck, she should get therapy before getting in another relationship. I think she should. That is why I love and respect you, Bondi. Always speaking facts. I appreciate you, Tawanda. I agree with you, Bondi, but at some point it's called accountability for everyone. How is she not being accountable? How is she not being accountable? How is she not being accountable? I want to know. And I also want to know, how is she supposed to be accountable for his behavior? Like Katina from Married at First Sight, she was in a physically abusive relationship. So staying with Elijah Wines, emotionally abusive, was familiar to her. And probably something that she felt like wasn't as bad as what she had previously went through. So it's not that bad. Thank you, Pamela, for another super chat. Some of you are forgetting that Shorty did leave him and he showed his ass then. Think about how Tina left Ike and so many others. Like, the energy of some of you give black women, the energy some of you give black women are who are in abusive situations is the same energy of racists who believe in white supremacy. You put yourself in that situation, that's on you. Like telling her, saying that she needs to be accountable for him abusing her. When we see her on the show telling him to get out, I just don't know I don't know what accountability looks like if I'm not telling you to get out of my house. Like, what is that? What is she supposed to be accountable for? By not leaving and staying gone. Huh? I don't know. Sometimes the fear of the unexpected keeps you there longer. I think everybody's negating what it actually is like to be in these situations. Everybody's talking mad shit. Just leave. Stay. Well, she didn't. You want her to go back and erase time? Like, she went back to him. Like a lot of people do. I remember I was watching Judge Mathis and he questioned the woman about not having bruises if she was being abused. Shaking my head. Wow. Oh Lord, even Rihanna and Chris Brown got back together. We are human. We make mistakes. That doesn't mean he's not a psycho. Right. Like, that's my point. That's my point. That none of that negates how Kenneth shows up in the world. If we're gonna, Shorty should have left. That's the only thing you can say. Outside of that, he's still abusing her. Okay. It's been proven women stay because it may keep them alive. When women leave, their chances of being killed increase, even with restraining orders. They act like they don't understand that. They act like they don't understand that. No, she's not with him anymore. I don't think she's with him. I think she used the show to get away from him. He stalked her. We all know this. Please keep talking your ish. It's always the black woman's fault and never the black man's. It's sad because most of the time it's other black women bashing and victimizing the woman over and over again. Like, I personally feel like she should not go back, of course. But that does not mean that his abuse of her should be negated. It doesn't mean she's responsible for him abusing her. Like, no, y'all, he's still fully responsible for that, because whether she's there with him or not, he still needs to be in control of himself. Yes, she got out of the relationship. She tried to leave him before and he followed her. Okay, so she went back. And this time she's really trying to leave and she left with TV behind her. So if something happens, he may be less inclined to go after her because people will automatically assume that it's him. Right. That's what it sounds like. So it's wrong for a woman to stay in an abusive relationship, but not wrong for the man to abuse the woman. Like that's what it feels like when people say shit like that. You know, she needs to be accountable. She's not a victim. What the fuck are we talking about? What are y'all even saying? Right. That you against them when they aren't even living up to what they supposed to be doing for you. It can happen to anyone because guys like that don't show you that part of themselves until you're too far in. And we all know, we've seen it before. We've seen men flip a switch on a woman. Y'all think that shit just be Tyler Perry movies? That shit come from a real place. A real estate agent in my neighborhood was killed by her abusive husband days after being denied for an order of protection. Jesus Christ. Get It has a YouTube video. He still harasses Shorty with these old videos he puts up of them together. Yeah, I don't like that. The YouTube page is creepy. I showed y'all the YouTube page a few episodes back, posting all these old videos of them on YouTube recently, trying to gaslight the public. Boy, bye. Whew, it's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. Hey girl, you all right? Oh, my accountability. I choose you. It's my house, my feelings, emotions, and time. I'm not filming. They are. Have we gotten that abuse comes in many different forms, and if he conditioned her right, she'll question her own intelligence. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Everybody's like, not understanding the psychology behind being a victim of abuse is that mentally it's hard to get yourself out of the situation. It's like I feel like people really don't have like the common sense of what this is, like what abuse looks like and how women can be, right? We've seen how he is. We've seen how he can go from being sweet, almost childlike sweet, and to turning into an angry fucking teenager. Even after seeing this unfold on national TV, if he tries to harm her, they will still be black women saying it's her damn fault because she took too long to leave. Yeah, y'all are weird about that. Y'all need to get some help, because I think that women who don't show other women empathy when it can happen to you, because it can, like, the only reason I feel like is because I feel like I've been in abusive relationships before. Pamela, thank you for the super chat. You're welcome on the super chats, Bondy. I ain't ashamed to share. I got a Bondy budget. Is that I love you. I gotta chime in with you and highlight some comments. Appreciate the objectivity. Thank you. I appreciate you. They understand it when they claim a woman is talking down to and emasculating a man. Ooh. Oh, y'all understand it when we talking to a big ass nigga that's 3 times a woman's size. Hold up. My son's father was like Ken too. I left, but it took me getting pregnant to leave because I didn't want my son around it. I was in a verbal and mental abusive relationship, and some days I wish he would have. And some days I wish he would have punched me. Yeah, just so you could be like, look, it's real abuse. Like, because they won't believe you. Okay. Thank you, Keisha Campbell, for the super sticker love. Okay. People even accuse Shorty of being verbally abusive, and how could we expect Ken to respond any differently? You men really don't have a lot of control of yourselves, and it's just funny how y'all talk. Y'all really be like, yeah, I shouldn't be expected to have control of myself. What's wrong with you? I'm a man. I'm in charge. Why should I be expected to have control of myself? I have to control you. I can control myself. That's what you niggas sound like. But anyway, let's move on from there, y'all. Let's get over to Love and Marriage DC, because it wasn't really much, but it's enough. I think the show is getting a little bit better. I think we're starting to define the personalities on the show. Whenever it's a new show, I feel like you got to give it some time. And y'all like to rush to judgment, especially if the lead cast member is somebody y'all don't like. But y'all like me, so like the video. Okay, I hope you guys liked the video. Let's get into Love and Marriage DC. So the episode started where the last one left off, which was with Monique having a get together at her house. Um, kind of like, a couple's night to try vegan food. And Chris was talking about Kevin. We know that Kevin is Winter's husband. They're not full cast members of the show, but Winter is the one that is most ready to spill her tea, which is kind of why I like her, because I feel like even though she's giving me, I might be a little unhinged, but I'm keeping it together. That's what Winter gives. Okay. On the show, Winter gives slightly unhinged, but I'm keeping it together. Like that's what it's giving. Okay. But she has very much put all of the embarrassment of her relationships out on the table. Whereas Jamie, Arena, Ashley, and Quick are all doing a lot of judgmental commenting, more so Quick and Ashley. But I feel like they aren't being real about their relationships. I feel like they're not being real about their relationships, meaning that at some point, Quick's little big head self is probably going to be called a cheater. We've already heard Jamie called a cheater and him trying to act like, it didn't happen because he don't want to be embarrassed by it. I just really feel like it's just funny to me the way how judgy I feel like Ashley and Arena are to Winter, but at the same time, it's kind of like y'all know y'all tea gonna get spilled, right? So why y'all why y'all relishing in hers like y'all? I don't know. The energy of it is I want to laugh at and make fun of Winter for her foolish relationship. Meanwhile, my big fine beautiful self is being cheated on by Black Jimmy Neutron. And the same thing with them. Now, he may not be Jimmy Neutron, but it's definitely given. He may still be, he may still be out in the streets. That's what it's given. Okay, like that's what it's given. So Jamie has issues with both kids. I feel like, why does he want the other kid to be a DJ? I was confused about that. I was like, you're not a DJ, Jamie. Why do you want the son who's blind to be a DJ? I was confused. Anyway, we'll get back into, we'll probably get more tidbits into that next episode. But either way, even though I agreed with what Ashley was saying, I feel like Ashley was going at Winter's neck at this dinner, y'all. I don't care what anybody's saying. Ashley says that Winter had all the red flags with Kevin. And I agree. I don't know how you didn't know where he lived. I don't know why you didn't go to his house. Somebody was COVID. So what? You're going to marry somebody in COVID, but you're not going to go and see where they live? You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't make any sense. A lot of y'all feel like Winter was a gold digger and was looking for a lick and thought she got a lick. And I was like, I don't think it's that simple. I know that everybody likes to go to, oh, she was a gold digger. But ultimately, I'm never going to be mad at women for wanting to marry men with money. Because why should one try to marry someone without? That's stupid. So whenever y'all try to pinpoint that as a reason, I'm not too quick to do that. Okay. We're gonna get into that relationship expert situation because no, that doesn't make sense when you talk about the fact that when you talk about all of the things you did not know about Kevin. It doesn't make sense. So it does give, what were your real motives to being in a relationship with a man that really didn't know like, and how, as a relationship specialist, if you know that there are certain things that you need to know before you marry someone or before you entrust yourself in a relationship, why would you then go and be in a relationship with someone who didn't have a car, who didn't have a home of his own? Even though on the other side of that, I can understand why she didn't need to see those things, because Kevin had people like Chris and Monique and probably other people in their circle who have money vouching for him. Let's not forget, he actually was in charge of that business. He just was fucking up the money. So I believe at some point he was presenting things that would make her feel like, well, even if he was living, with his people, he still got this good job. He's still making his money. And then that goes down the hill. And now you like, oh, something's really amiss. So I feel like I can understand how Winter could have gotten swindled. But I also feel like if she's someone who's good at her job like that, I would have to wonder and ask her as a businesswoman, so what do you feel like you could have done differently? Because to me, if you can assess other people, I need for you to be able to assess yourself. Now, if you can sit here and read yourself down to me and say, okay, so I did this and this wrong during that process, and I know I shouldn't have done that, but I was feeling this and this, then I can understand that. But a lot of what I was hearing didn't make sense to me. Talking about, oh, Christian couples get married quickly. Yeah, we know y'all want to hurry up and have sex. So y'all like to rush into marriage. That's stupid too. Um, but yes, Ashley, you are right. There were a whole bunch of red flags all over the place that seemingly got ignored. Monique brings out a game and says that Winter is the relationship specialist. I was like, girl, why are you saying that? Girl, why you saying that? And Quick and Ashley start to go in on her, talking about how can you be a relationship expert when all you got is a scammer and a cheater. And I was like, at this point, I'm gonna need for Ashley and Quick to realize that y'all were doing a lot at this point. Once we got to this portion of the conversation, Quick, you were doing too much. And Ashley, you were right along with him doing way too much. We get it. We understand how y'all can be questioning her. We get it. But it was the way you went about it. Like Tasha said, it was how y'all were doing it, not what y'all were doing, not what you were saying, but how you were saying it. And it felt like y'all were laughing at her and making fun of her and clowning her in front of everybody. I'm sorry. Am I the only one that felt like Ashley and Quick were clowning Winter at the table? And I understand that we could have our apprehension, but why do y'all think that's okay for her to clown that girl sitting at that table in front of everybody like that? Just because she was telling y'all about her situation. You could have kept that to yourself, like a lot of people sat at the table and kept shit to themselves. I'm sure people know shit about Quick that they kept to themselves while they were at that table. You were clowning her. So when she turned around and threw the shade right back at you, Ashley, and said the reason why you probably are able to get into the DMs of celebrities that you may want to fuck, and it's probably because of your husband's little big head ass. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't help it. He did a lot that kind of made me look at him like, mm. Like y'all were clowning Winter. And so Winter then turned around and said, Ashley, yeah, I'm sure you are able to be in folks' DMs because of Quick's little big head ass, huh? Like that's what Winter threw at you, and everybody was upset. And I wasn't upset because I felt like the way you just clowned Winter. Are we not going to act like the reason why you are able to get attention from certain celebrities is not only because we live in 2022 and they are more accessible? Absolutely. She was right. And I got that was her point. But Winter took that and threw the shade back. Seemed like fair game after you finished clowning her for the first 15 minutes of this motherfucking scene. You didn't clown this lady down about her job, her man, and everything else. Yeah, she left it open, but you didn't have to go at her like that. So when she came at you with the appropriate read, I wasn't upset about Winter's read. Okay? Like, exactly. A read for a read, honey. Exactly. Like, ciao bye. Ashley acting real snobby. I can't find out why. I think y'all know how y'all say that they don't know each other. I think they do kind of. Everybody's familiar. Everybody has had interactions that have already cemented how they feel. Ashley and Arena made me feel like they didn't like Winter on the first episode, and we have no idea why. I think Winter must have like a superior church lady vibe to them. I'm not exactly sure just yet, but when she said the Christian couple thing, then with the first episode of them saying that, they might be, not on the same level because Ashley's a party girl and all of that, it made me feel like Winter may come off like a church girl. And so Ashley probably was looking for an opportunity to show her, see, you ain't shit just because you down to the church. That don't mean you shit. You see what I'm saying? That's what the energy felt like. I'm confused why she mad at Winter calling her stuck up. Is it because I don't think it's because she's educated. I think it might have something to do with the church thing. And it also might have something to do with Winter's overall like energy. If y'all notice in the confessional, she's very, you know what I'm saying, like matter of fact, and she's on it. And what, you know what I'm saying? Like there's the energy of that can sometimes be can make other women feel, you know, I don't know, make them feel a way if a woman comes off like she's two together. So they're looking for a way to show, bitch, you ain't as together as you act. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Ashley seems to already like dislike Winter from the gate. And I don't understand exactly why, my girl. I don't. But Ashley feels like Winter was a fool in her relationship. The man didn't have a car. Like you're just digging the hole even deeper. Like continuing to talk bad about him made Winter look more foolish, which I agree with. But ultimately, I still understand that men do often lie and perpetrate certain images and trick women into believing certain things when it's not necessarily the truth. And so I feel like, yes, a part of this is probably Winter ignoring instincts or in ignoring intuition for a man who she felt like would benefit her in some way. I don't know. I need more detail. But either way, I felt like Ashley's energy towards Winter the entire episode felt like you don't like her and you're not telling us why. But the way you're handling her is the way you handle someone who you just don't like. It's not about the fact that she discussed her issues with you. You still talked to that lady and dogged her out and clowned her in front of everybody. And it was just uncalled for. It was just uncalled for. I think that Kevin played football with Chris. So like they've had like, a long relationship with Kevin. Um they discussed celebrity crushes after Monique asked them about fantasies. And then Quick took over and was like, well, who's your celebrity crush? And that's how we got on the celebrity conversation and being able to get in their DMs and Winter saying, oh, because of Quick. And her saying, listen, I ain't no bad looking bitch. And it's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. But at the same time, you know, anybody can be a baddie. That don't mean that they can fuck on a celebrity. Like you might, but you may not. Like more than likely you won't. Okay, even if you are bad, because there are a whole bunch of women that look like you. Like to me, Ashley looked like old girl, from Orange is the New Black, the Latino girl, Dominican girl. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Who had the baby for the white CO in the jail. Y'all remember? She looked like her. So I'm just saying, like, you don't look any different than girls who look like you. Beautiful, but there are a whole bunch of beautiful women. But anyway, Winter says that the ego needs to be dialed down a bit. Okay. So Jamie and Arena walk around their neighborhood and talk about how he expected her to have amnesia when it comes to his infidelity. She says that they asked and she was just being honest. They all, and then she didn't really say she was being honest, because she also didn't say what it really was. Like, I said I didn't actually catch you, but we know that he cheated. They also discussed the relationship between him and Lil Jamie. Jamie doesn't like that she always pries into the way he's dealing with the kids. She says that her father was in jail her whole life, so she wants to make sure that Jamie has a good relationship with his kids. And then Lil Jamie rolls up. Okay. Monique and Chris pack for their trip to Kenya, and they discuss Chris hushing her when they were at dinner and how he needs not do that. Okay. Like, you're not gonna tell me to shut up, because I'm not going to. Like, I'm gonna talk because I have a mouth and I want to talk. I'm gonna talk. You ain't gotta ever feel like, you gotta tell me, not to talk. Child, I'm gonna talk. Don't worry about that. Okay. Winter calls and says she wants her to enjoy her husband since they are having issues connecting. And Chris heard that and he's feeling away, and she just wants some romance. And she's hoping that this trip will rejuvenate the romance. I don't know why he was feeling away. Like, the homegirls talk to their friends about their marriage. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what he was upset about. I don't know why Chris finds it so hard to create romantic settings for his wife to show, to give her what she's needing. I don't know why that's hard for him. You have money. You're a sweet guy. Pay somebody to orchestrate. Like, that's all you have to do. But I feel like he's so used to getting her to do everything when it comes to stuff like that, that it's not even in his wheelhouse. He's not even going to think of how to get somebody to put that together for him like that, because she's the one that normally orchestrates and handles things. And I think that's a part of the problem. Y'all, I really hope that the trip to Africa helps. Usually a good vacation will help. So Winter talks to her mom about Kevin telling Chris that he's in love with her, and she says more like obsessed. Okay, they discuss Kevin being sued for financial misconduct by his partners, and she was angry and felt that she failed her kids because they were served in front of the children. So yeah, and she also served him with those divorce papers. So that's gonna happen. We're glad. Right, right, right. Exactly, California cutie. Chris is used to Monique catering to him, not the other way around. Thank you, Summer, for the super chat. I know you know how this goes. You've been sharing your life longer and you truly understand the ins and outs for real, for real. Thank you. I do understand this. And that's why I don't like that people are rushing to make Monique out to be the bad guy when it's obvious that Monique loves her husband. And in most relationships, as time goes on, you need different things. And y'all have to be able to figure out how to make that work for each other in order for the marriage to stay, to stay growing and stay in a good space. The idea that you marry someone and, you know, first of all, the idea that two people are supposed to be exactly the same as they are when they first get married is stupid. So when people say shit like Monique knew who she married, like, shut the fuck up. Like, that's stupid. Shut up. Like that's not the same thing when you're trying to get somebody to create some romance in a relationship. That's not the same thing as knowing that you married a cheater when you got with him, or knowing you married a broke nigga when you got with him. Like, that's not the same thing. I hate when people do that, as if women can't want more or require more. No, like, as times change, needs change. That's how this goes. That's how marriage and life goes. They seem to be going through a regular issue like everybody else, and I feel like they're just trying to work through it. But because everybody else is faking the funk in their relationships, it makes Chris and Monique look like they're having a bigger issue than they really are. I feel like Monique doesn't always give the full story. What full story is she supposed to be giving in the situation with her and Chris? And what full story do you feel you're entitled to as it pertains to their marriage? Let me know. Monique and Chris seem to have the least problems compared to the other couples who are faking it. Yes, exactly. Exactly. To me, I understand the problem that Chris and Monique have. And that's a real issue that a lot of couples have. That's just, it just takes some maneuvering and some effort that sometimes it's hard for people to give when they don't really usually have to do that. Rich men don't usually have to do shit they don't want to do, y'all. Chris was upset because Winter drags folks when she is on the outs with him, as seen with her two ex-husbands. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, so don't be telling her all our business. Gotcha. I've seen people do it with you, and it's crazy to me. Ashley and Arena definitely look close in age. Somebody lying. Ashley, child, we all change and grow through life. So naturally, our relationships will shift and change. Why is that so hard? Sydney, I don't understand, my girl. I don't understand. Okay, both required. They do. Like, I got married at 19 and now 25. I'm definitely not the same. Like, I got married at 27. I'm 34. Not the same. Yeah, the other couples are hiding something. I almost felt like that scene with Quick and Ashley where they ate before they went to Monique's house with some less, show we're a perfect couple bullshit. I see nothing wrong with Monique wanting Chris to be more romantic. Me either. Like, that's such a normal, issue to have in relationships. That's a good point, Bondi. Chris could just pay somebody to plan something if he's not really the creative type. Exactly. So it makes it seem as if he just doesn't want to do it because he doesn't want to do it. Which is that's the issue. If you're in a relationship with somebody and you want them to show effort, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like they're gonna find a way to fix that issue because Chris loves Monique and Monique loves Chris. They're gonna fix their issues. Now these other ones, child, I don't know. And the reason why I say that they'll stay together, but I don't know if it'll be a real happy situation. You know what I'm saying? So Ashley has been breaking into sweats randomly. So she gets Botox in her underarms and she invites Arena who has never gotten Botox and is proud to tell you hoes about it. So they discuss Monique's dinner. Ashley says the food was good. She was surprised. Arena asked about Winter, and Ashley says that she was tired of hearing about her failed marriage and she was bored. Were you bored? Because to me, it seemed like you kept the conversation going when you insinuated that you didn't understand how she, didn't know all these things about him and how she can call herself like a relationship specialist. If you were tired of hearing about it, then you could have just let shit roll off. Like you could have just let shit roll off. Oh no, I'm sorry. I got engaged at 27, married 28. 30, 2, 3, 4. Well, 5 years of marriage. How old was I? I thought I was 28 when I got married. Yeah, no, I was. I was 28 when I got married because it was March, but I made 29 that year. But yeah, no, I was engaged at 27. Um, and we've been married for 5 years, and we've been together for 11. So yeah, child, time be running together. Y'all know these last 2 years have felt like one. Y'all know 2020 and 2021 felt like the same year. Okay. So Arena, Ashley says, admit she got instead of acting like, oh my God, how did this happen? That I can understand. But I feel like she did say she got. She wasn't acting like she didn't know how this happened. She was saying the nigga tricked me. That's what she was saying. Ashley, Arena says that Ashley got loud and Winter felt attacked. I think everybody that was there felt like Ashley did too much. Everybody. Ashley says she felt attacked when Winter asked about Quick being a celebrity when she was just saying accessibility to celebrities is different now, and she made it about Quick. I feel like that's a trigger for you. I think anytime somebody, makes you feel like you only matter because you're married to Quick, you get triggered. But she says no new friends. They both agree something is wrong with Winter. And I'm just kind of like, okay. So Jamie takes his son's boxing to beat up on Lil Jamie a bit and talk to him and show him his old pop could beat his ass. Quick and his son come and they discuss Quick not wanting to live vicariously through his son, which is something Jamie needs to get into because it seems like Jamie is often trying to tell his children what to do with their lives. Jamie wants Quick to talk to Lil Jamie because he's a fan. Quick says that he got shot when he was 19 years old and was paralyzed for 9 months, so he can give Lil Jamie some advice. Lil Jamie is starstruck when he talks to him. He says, around his neck of the woods, Quick is that boy. You know what I'm saying? Quick takes him to the side and talks to him about his past and how he should be grateful for his parents because some folks don't even have that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that conversation resonated with Lil Jamie, but I hope that it did. And Quick has been through a lot. That's a lot to have been through. That boy said he was paralyzed for 9 months when he was 19. So I feel like that's such a blessing for him to turn his life into something this fruitful after something like that. But I also want for young men to not have to almost die in order for them to realize that they can try harder at their dreams instead of being involved in street shit. I think y'all get involved with street shit because it's easy and because it's accessible. And it's not the smartest thing to do. It's not, but it's easy. And so I think a lot of young men get involved in it and act like they don't have a choice. But it's so funny how you didn't have a choice until your ass was in a bed in the hospital for 9 months. Then all of a sudden you could see a way how to do something besides street shit. See what I'm saying? I feel like there's always a way for young men to do something different and they choose not to and then act as if they didn't have a choice when in fact they did. So I hope, Lil Jamie gets his shit together. But, if you want to ruin the life that you have so that you can, be involved in street shit, I don't know what to tell you. I feel like it's dumb, but, that don't make no sense. I don't know. Anyway, so Winter invites Ashley, Arena, and Tasha out for some Prosecco. And Monique and the family are eating with giraffes in Kenya, which I thought was so cool. I'm like, it's amazing. I want to go. I need to know who planned that trip for her. Winter wants to address the elephant in the room, and they start off toasting to new friends. And Ashley was like, And I was just like, really, Ashley? We can't toast to making new friends? We can't? Like, you had to show discomfort in that? I just kind of was like, okay, Ashley, we're not starting off on a good foot. But anyway, Arena says, girl, I didn't like that. Like, why you did it like that? And she says, well, we're getting to know each other. I want sincere friends like me, and I'm just kind of like, okay. Well, Winter says, I mean, new friendships means that we will get there, hopefully. Like, I want us to get to that point. That's what the toast was about. The fact that you need to even explain that just shows to me that Ashley isn't trying to be cool with Winter for whatever reason. Tasha says things went left at the dinner because Ashley had her opinions about Kevin's conversation. Ashley says that she was bored, and Winter says that she didn't bring him up. Her Barbie twin over there did, talking about Arena. Arena brings up Quick's comments about Winter being a relationship specialist. Winter says that, she laughed at that. She wasn't even really worrying about that. Winter took what she said about success, meaning a relationship, meaning that in order for her to be a relationship specialist, her relationship needs to be working out or perfect. And I want to say that I don't agree. I feel like the way life works, a person can be a relationship specialist and help other people and still fall in the pitfalls of relationships, because a lot of times relationships are about emotions and not about thinking all the time. And I believe that if somebody is always thinking and always computing things in a certain way as it pertains to business in their personal life, they can want to give that up and relax and not have to think and just want to go off how they feel. So I feel like it's easier to say that, but the truth of the matter is relationships aren't only dependent upon one person. So even if you have a long-term relationship, it can still get to a point where y'all grow apart and it's no longer worth holding together. Does that mean that you're not good at your job just because your relationship didn't work out? I don't think so. Because the expertise that you could have in understanding people and how they relate to one another, and just the same thing with the matchmaking situation. Like, you can help other people find one another and still not be able to find that for yourself if your person has not been brought to your attention yet. You see what I'm saying? Like, a person can't make a relationship work with just any old body. You know what I'm saying? It has to be the right person. And sometimes we have not met that right person. Okay. So I feel like, yes, Winter is going to have to explain a few things to me about how you're going to be a relationship specialist, but you didn't know all of these vital things about Kevin. Right. Okay. Right, Ashley. Absolutely right. But essentially, you didn't have to question that lady livelihood, her common sense, and then call both of her ex-husbands a cheater and a scammer. You resulted that lady life down real negatively, okay? And I don't understand how Ashley can't see how rude she was. And I'm glad that Tasha said something, even though I don't like the way they were trying to play Tasha to the left. I like the fact that Tasha was like, your delivery was fucked up, and we were all taken aback by the way you were talking to her. Like, it is what it is. Okay. Anyway, Ashley says that, I'm sorry, not Ashley. Winter says you made a bad judgment and you kept talking. Wait, no. I'm sorry. I'm messing my notes up. Ashley says you said you didn't know where he lived. You didn't know he lived in his mama's basement because of COVID. And Winter starts to interrupt, but Ashley says, no, I'll let you finish. You made a bad judgment and you kept talking about it. So now I have an opinion that you made a lapse in judgment in marrying a man that you didn't really know. Winter feels judged. Okay. Ashley doesn't apologize for her questions. Winter asks if she's friends with Arena, and she says they are friendly, which kind of looked like it hurt Arena's feelings a bit, but okay, fine. Ashley says she's never been to Arena's house, and Arena has never been to her house. She could live in a basement apartment. See, now we're throwing shade again. Winter says, why do you have to be so harsh? And Tasha says it was the delivery and all of that. And she was taken aback. She was grilling her, basically. Arena says, well, she wasn't grilling her. I kind of felt like Ashley was grilling Winter to me. It may not have seemed like that to other people as far as, what was going on. But to me, I rewatched that first scene this morning, and I'm sorry. Ashley was absolutely getting in Winter's ass in a way that felt personal. Like I don't know what else to say. But Ashley does apologize for that, but not for having an opinion, which made me feel like you didn't really want to apologize. The only reason you're apologizing is because two people at the table also told you that you were doing the most. Okay. I think that Quick is a little asshole, and so is Ashley in some respect. No disrespect, but I feel like y'all probably are like assholes to people together. Like it's funny to y'all. Or something like that, to be assholes and be mean to people. It just that's the way it came off at that dinner. Um, but either way, it didn't feel like a genuine apology. It still feels like shade. It feels like you have an issue with Winter, and you're not exactly saying what the issue with Winter is that you have. Okay. So, yeah. Ashley approach was file. I feel like this scene showed they can all carry the show, even if Monique isn't there. I appreciate it. It's so funny to me that you say that because I feel like people were still saying bad things about Monique, even though she was barely in this episode. Ashley had an issue with Winter since episode one. Exactly. Yeah, something is up between Ashley and Winter, and I don't understand what's going on. I would like to hope that I have more than 64 likes with 1,000 people in a room. That feels harsh. Well, guess what? If y'all want me to move on to all of this Love and Marriage Huntsville tea, then I guess y'all should probably like them. Shit, you be sitting up here drinking a drink. Boom, boom. Okay. Whew, it's been a lot this weekend. Y'all know my birthday was Thursday. So I've been trying to be in the birthday spirit, girl. That's what I've been trying to do. But Love and Marriage Huntsville couldn't let me just relax on Saturday. They couldn't just let me relax. Oh no. Okay. I need more likes. I need more likes. It's my birthday. I need more likes. Thank you. Okay. Oh, all right. So y'all saw me on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Y'all saw me. I was on an episode, girl. They showed me like 2 times. Okay. I was real excited about it. First of all, taping is so weird. Let's talk about that first. So, first of all, y'all, Mel hit me up like the Tuesday before this event. This event was on Saturday. I flew into Huntsville around 2. We needed to be like getting tested for COVID before the event by 5. I didn't get into my hotel room until almost 4. Okay. This is also around Mardi Gras time. Around Mardi Gras time, there are a lot of balls. So any dresses that were more dressy and all of that, unavailable. So I had to have my friend come with me last minute, do my makeup. I wore a dress that I already had purchased when we went to New York last year. And thank you so much. I felt like I looked great, even though I heard word on the curb. Some people didn't think so, but that's fine. Apparently everybody online did because that's all I've been getting from everybody was how great I look. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. I almost kind of low key felt like, what did y'all think I look like? I don't know. Like I'm on camera all the time. I don't know what people thought I look like, but I guess because I have to wear my glasses when I'm doing my videos so that I can see what y'all are saying, versus seeing me dressed up and not wearing them. Thank you, K Rupp, for the super chat. Happy belated birthday. Thank you, love. I appreciate it. But this was definitely an amazing birthday present to have been featured on my favorite show. Okay, it's my first, cable TV debut, B. Okay, I'm very appreciative of Mel for inviting me. Even when I was watching the show and she was saying how she wanted to make sure it was all good energy and the people that she invited, you know, I appreciate her. I really, really do. There were a lot of people in the room. Freddie O was there. He took pictures. He never sent them to me, but he took really good pictures of me at some point. At least I think he did. He probably faked me out, but whatever. Yeah, y'all know I don't be caring about people with the Hollywood shit that they like to do. That's fine. If you on that, that's fine. I don't give a fuck. But he took better pictures. I wish I would have got some of those pictures. Anyway, I told people on my live, if you remember, like how much happened that night that did not get shown. So the fact that they cut that scene down the way they did, y'all, like it's crazy how much actually happened that y'all did not see. But it was a good time. It was a beautiful event. I was happy that I was able to go. I was grateful for production. They were all very sweet to me. Everybody that was in the room, like it was really great experience. And I was so happy. As soon as I saw Kimmy, I was like, look at my girl. It was like we already knew each other. So and that's why I told y'all that Tiffany was so sweet, because she absolutely was, and Stormy. And when I didn't know Kiki, but when I saw Kiki, I was like, that looked like Tisha. Okay, girl, one of the photographers caught on fire while we were filming. um Ima was there, and some drama happened between Ima and Mel. And child, Ima had a meltdown in a lobby. And they did not show that. Ima probably did not want that to be shown. But I think she talked about it on Facebook and I missed it. But I hope she's doing well. But it was a lot that night. Like, she was definitely in the lobby crying loudly. Like, it was bad. Ima was on the show last season. She tried to help the women talk to each other. She also facilitated a conversation with the children with Mel, I believe, one time. So, she's kind of what did she say she was? A shaman. But shamans can also be a part of like therapy and that type of thing. They facilitate space. But yes, have you tried the skincare line? Yes, Lyric uses it. I'm like hypersensitive to anything, so I can't just use anything. But Lyric uses her stuff. He likes it. He likes the soap. The soap really does get makeup off really, really well. That was like the main component of her facial wash, is that it gets the makeup off really quickly, and it does. So I will say that the moisturizer was nice too. I don't, like I said, y'all, I have to use stuff that my dermatologist prescribed me, because I don't like wearing makeup and I need my skin to look as good as possible. But Lyric is not as sensitive as me, and he likes her stuff. He uses all of the stuff that I got in my little bag when I went. Um so yeah, the event was really, really dope. I've already explained who Ima is. I've already explained it. I'm not gonna say it again. I saw a live Ima did about the show, and she was really upset with the Love Marriage Huntsville cast. She felt like they weren't being receptive, and they didn't want to make nice. And I need for people to understand that it's a reality show. You're not going to be able to fix them. It's a reality show. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like I'm a very, very much was trying to facilitate them making up. But like, you just kind of, a part of having that type of gift is having the discernment to know when you don't need to be pushing your viewpoints or how you feel like people should heal on them. You need to just present it and let it go. And I think that's what she intended to do, but I don't think that's what happened. I think there was a whole conversation between Mel and Ima that happened that did not get put on the show at all. So when I tell y'all the way Mel is able to do what she has to do around that room, as well as what was happening behind the scenes, like it's a lot. And when I was there, I remember watching the camera people taping, the girls talking. And so I would wait because I wanted to go say hey to Kimmy, or I wanted to go say hey to Mel. So I would have to wait until they were done. So I went over there to speak to Kimmy and Tiffany, and we were talking, and they would like wrap it up because we need them to move. I'm like, okay, all right, I'm sorry. And I was walking up. It's like, no, no, go back and like say bye. So that little part that y'all see where I'm saying bye, that was because they made me go back to say goodbye to make sure that I got my little, little shot in. They will sneak up on you. You would think that you're just talking, no cameras around, and then all of a sudden the cameras converge. And then there's a group of people just standing there. It would happen so slick and so quickly, y'all. It's crazy. You can absolutely forget that the cameras are there, because a lot of times I was trying to not be on camera, and still they would kind of sneak up, and you would just be like, like I'm telling y'all. So that was smart. We still saw you anyway. Exactly. I was like, but I had a great time, and it was definitely eye-opening as far as how the experience take place. Y'all know Heavenly was there as well. I got to see Heavenly. I talked about that before. Heavenly was super sweet, but she was like, you talk a lot of shit about me, girl. And I was like, I sure do, Dr. Heavenly. Well, I said Miss Heavenly, and she was getting upset with me about that. And I was just like, because sometimes Dr. Heavenly feels like a stage name, and I'm meeting you in person and you're my elder. I really want to call you Heavenly, but I'm saying Miss Heavenly out of respect for the eldership. You know what I'm saying? It's not to negate that you're a doctor, but that's the way she perceives it, I guess, because people, I guess, like to act like dentists aren't real doctors, so she's probably a little sensitive about that. But I was just like, girl, it was really me just trying to be respectful at the same time as just wanting to call you Heavenly. But yeah, no, she came in there with her rich old lady fur on that looked real nice and everything. And they only showed her one time. And she definitely had conversations with a few people in the room and all of that. So that's why I was like, oh, production really made it a point to show me, because they really could have showed her more so, considering the fact that she is another reality star that was in the room. So, yeah, it was cool though. It was very nice. I hope I get another opportunity to do something with Mel, even if it's not like on the show. But I really appreciated Mel's energy and her wanting me to be there. Her mom was so sweet. She came over to me, and I was just like, oh my God, I miss Van. So I'm putting everybody on notice that I'm getting to the point where I'm about to start telling y'all that I beat y'all up for Miss Van, because Miss Van like has a really like amazing energy about her. She's a very sweet woman. Reminds me of my own mom. And I feel like they be online playing with Miss Van in a way that I feel like, please don't play with that lady like that. That lady don't deserve y'all to play with her like that. So please stop playing with that lady like that before I get ignorant about it. Like, that's all. Thank you, Ali Leo, for the super chat. Like, because I feel like when there are mothers and older women that are absolutely deserving of their respect, I be about to go off on people, because I feel like you need to be respectful, period. But when somebody is not like Miss Wanda, not like Wanda, absolutely like is that I'm an elder and I'm going to carry myself as such, like Miss Van, then I feel like y'all really need not disrespect people like that. But girl, yeah, my body did look good on TV, and I ain't know what it was gonna look like. And I'm gonna say it again because I'm proud. Bitch didn't have on no panties on under that dress. So the fact that I didn't have anything holding anything in, and I looks good, girl, you better give. Okay, pat yourself on the back. You've been working hard. Okay, but let's go ahead. Oh, and I heard your voice on Mel Mike when y'all hug. Oh yeah, yeah. They and then during the moment when I was saying goodbye to Kimmy, she said, "Okay, Bondi." So she said my name on camera, like you heard my name. I was like, "Oh, what else? What else?" All right, let me be excited. Let me be excited. Mm-hmm. Very much so. Very much so. You was snatch giving Ursula vibes. Girl, listen. Girl, listen. I love it. All right. I'm gonna give y'all a quick little blow by blow. I love in Marriage Huntsville. And then we're going to get into the mess that happened this weekend. And I'm gonna take a few callers, and then I'm gonna get the hell off of here. Okay. Because I have a workout to get done. All right, y'all. So Wanda is polluting Jalen's house like she polluted Marceau's house. That's what Marceau said. Okay. She's asking him for money, but she got my house questioning me. Marceau I think you're confusing on purpose, and I'm starting to get annoyed with it. So let's just break something down right quick. I'm going to say it again for the 1,000th time. Yes, Wanda brings back bullshit from online. But most of what people feel about Marceau and Tisha's relationship has come from us seeing the way Marceau treats and talks to Tisha. That is trying to be changed this season with a new narrative of Tisha being a boss and Marceau needing and loving her and all of this. Things we could not get him to say before. Now he's being affectionate and caring about Tisha's feelings when he didn't give a fuck about Tisha's feelings on that live on Mother's Day. So that's why I think it's all cap. He says that Tisha was in tears because of what Wanda showed her. But when Maurice says to clean up the situation before we go to Atlanta, Marceau says me and Tisha are good. So why was Tisha crying? You seem to think that Tisha is only being affected because other people are saying things, not because she doesn't trust you. The truth of the matter is, if Tisha felt secure in your relationship, nobody would be able to make her cry about you cheating. Tisha asks you questions personally. Tisha asks you questions herself. And you always try to make it like it's an outside source that's making her feel that way. You're contradicting yourself and you're full of shit. You're doing all of these gymnastics with the words, and I'm tired of it. I'm exhausted. I'm over it at this point. I would take someone actively disrespectful over someone that is trying to shape words and sentences in a way that mentally exhausts so that people will get tired of trying to understand what the truth of the matter is and believe the lie because it's easier. That is what he's done to Tisha this entire relationship. Okay? Oh Lord. Wanda is at fault for sure. For sure. Tisha should create boundaries. It's obvious that she isn't going to. So, what are we even talking about here? And Marceau, if you really wanted Wanda to stop coming to your wife with bullshit, I think you like the fact that Wanda comes to your wife with bullshit because it makes it easier for you to say it's not true if Wanda's coming to her with the bullshit, right? Because Wanda's just being messy. So anything that Wanda brings to her, you're going to be able to say that it's bullshit because she got it from an unreliable source, right? So you probably like the fact that she creates drama because she keeps Tisha off kilter with you, and it helps you be able to do what you want to do if Tisha is constantly in a space of feeling insecure or desperate to keep you, right? Because if you felt that way, why give her the money for the food truck? And like Tisha said at the end of the episode, y'all gonna sign that check for that food truck. So if you really wanted to put boundaries up around Wanda, then the food truck is the way to do it. So when Wanda does Scotty's interview and now changes the narrative about Marceau cheating, I'm going to assume that she got the money for her food truck. And that now, Tisha, your mother is being paid for her to stay silent about your mistreatment. You know, I don't know if y'all have ever seen What's Love Got to Do with It, but Tina's mom was like that. Tina Turner's mom. Tina Turner never really saw it for her mom. First of all, her mom was abused herself. Her daughter gets into an abusive relationship with Ike, and the mama takes the standpoint of, well, do whatever you got to do to keep him. Lied for him. He secretly bought the mama a house, got the mama good on his side, and all of that. And let's not forget, before the show, I feel like there was some level of love between Marceau and Wanda. Called Ike on Tina when Tina was trying to run, and she called Ike and was like, "Oh yeah, she said she coming over." You know how fucked up you gotta be to tell the man that's beating your daughter where she is when she's trying to run away. So I'm starting to view Wanda much like that. You talk about your daughter and how much you love your daughter. It's not about love of your daughter. It's about being seen. You want to come and buck for Tisha, and Tisha feels like it's protection, but really it's not. Your mom wants to be seen. Your mom wants it to be about her. So her coming to defend you really is making it about her. It's not about you. And that's sad. You can't even trust your mother and your husband to have your best interest at heart, Tisha. And that's not shade to you. That's just a realization of the situation based off what we've seen is that you can't be safe around your mother or your husband. I feel bad for you, really. I do. And I wish that you were stronger. And when I say stronger, I really do wish that if you were going to be with Marceau and knew he was cheating and was fine with it, I wish you were strong enough to stand in it and be like, I know what my husband does, and that's our business. And I wish everybody would stay the fuck out of it. I wish you would have that approach. But see, you wanted to make Mel feel bad about what was going on between her and Martell. That's how this started, right? So because Mel got cheated on by Martell, you were trying to use that to say that your husband wasn't as bad as Martell, right? That's why you said he wasn't cheating when we all know he probably is cheating. He's just smarter at the cheating. So if you really wanted to, compare husbands, you should have said, child, at least my husband ain't never got caught. That's what you should have said. Not he doesn't cheat on me. It should have been he's never gotten caught like yours. If you wanted to throw that in Mel's face, since that's what you decided to do. But something makes me feel like Wanda and Marceau have probably made Tisha feel like Mel doesn't mean her any good when they were friends. And it was so that Mel could not help Tisha get from under the control of her mom and Marceau. I think Mel is somebody that isn't under anybody else's control. So she could have helped Tisha to stand up in that same way. Okay. And if Tisha were to stand up in that same way, that means that she couldn't be manipulated by Wanda for Wanda's benefit. And she couldn't be manipulated by Marceau for Marceau's benefit. I think Tisha's attitude towards Mel has more so to do with the people around her than it does how she really felt about Mel, which is why it was so hard for her to really be like, fuck Mel, because she really did like Mel. I think she did. I think she had a lot of love for Mel, but I think the people in her family and the people around her saw that her friendship with Mel would make her more like Mel, more in control of her own life, less likely to allow a man or a mother to continue to put her in harm's way for their own benefit. So I really do believe that Tisha doesn't have a mind of her own all the time. And it's not because she isn't smart. It's because she just allows people to push her into a corner. Every time I see Tisha on camera, Tisha looks sad to me. When I saw Tisha at the end of this episode, Tisha looks sad to me. She looks like she laughs things off and acts like everything's okay. But when you're not looking, there's some type of deep, profound sadness going on with Tisha. And that's sad to me. But Tisha has to want to get herself out of that. And Tisha has blinders on. By Tisha making everybody else at fault for what's going on in her marriage, she will never be able to pull herself out of what she's in because she's not being real with herself. And she's not being real in general with the world that's watching. Kimmy says that Tiffany should be able to carve out time for Louis if she can make time for a baby. Tiffany, what's going on with you and Louis? That's about to become an issue. That's about to become an issue. Are you and Louis really happy? Are you and Louis really in it for the long haul? Or are y'all going to let the Scotts use y'all's relationship to prove that y'all were wrong about them when we know y'all weren't wrong about them? But something makes me feel like Tiffany and Louis having a crack in their relationship is going to be exploited by the Scotts, because then the Scotts will be able to say, oh, see, you didn't know what you was talking about. Now you going through it. When we know that Louis was right, that the reason why Tisha and Marceau have issue the way they do is because And it's not even just Tisha and Marceau, because now I'm thinking about when they sat down at this sit down, Kimmy, Maurice, Marceau, and Tisha. Y'all, in real life, for marriages to really work, I feel like the two people need to be best friends. Meaning, you really do need to look at your wife or your husband as your best friend, not anybody else outside of them. Yeah, there are things that you have friends for, but essentially, you really do need to have a core friendship with your spouse in a way that you respect them as a person. Kimmy, this episode said that this was an opportunity for Maurice to see his best friend, talking about Marceau. And he was like, my best friend is right here. And she was like, mm-hmm. Another moment when he's lying and she's going to go along with it, even though she knows it's bullshit. You see what I'm saying? So essentially, I feel like whenever you can see a man that doesn't value his wife as a friend first and puts another man ahead of her, as far as like this bros before hoes thing, no, the relationship is never going to be that fruitful for the woman. It's just not. And I think Kimmy originally thought that she and Maurice were in a place that now that they're married, I think she's being pushed into the Tisha corner, whereas she felt more a part of Maurice's life initially. And I think it was a trick. I think Maurice made Kimmy feel like she was more of a partner. And then over time, he's talking to her less about the decisions that he's making. After they got married, even before there were signs, but as they've got, since they got married, over time, it is seen as if he has included her less. He's treated her less like a partner and more like Marceau treats Tisha, which is like my wife at home that I have to hide shit from. Like that's kind of what it feels like. And I think Kimmy isn't happy about that. But no, Kimmy isn't going anywhere because Maurice is dicking her down and paying for trips and packing bags. And essentially, I think that's what Kimmy wanted out of life at this point. A man that would dick her down and take her on trips and help her enjoy her life. And I think he knows that, which is why Maurice was telling Marceau, clean it up before we go, because Maurice knows how to clean shit up. Maurice knows how to make sure that his wife is happy enough to stay where she is. Marceau doesn't want Tisha to be happy enough to stay where she is. He just wants her to be insecure and desperate to stay where she is. It's two different mindsets about how to control the woman. Okay. Now it ends up being the same, but Kimmy will feel that it's easier for her to be in her situation because she's getting more of what she wants from Maurice versus Tisha that's not really getting all of what she wants from Marceau. There are rumors that Tisha could be out there cheating back. I think Marceau put that out there so he could try to help create this narrative that Tisha isn't the weakling that we all think she is. But I think that's a lie. I think it's a lie. If Tisha were cheating back, girl, I would be so happy for you. I would just be like, girl, let them people do what they do. But that's not the feeling we get. We get a woman that's probably walking around with a lump in her throat all the time because she has to stay quiet about how she really feels. Because if she says how she really feels, you're going to bitch a fit. Thank you, Pamela, for the super chat. That's a sad, sad situation. Both Wanda and Marceau use and manipulate Tisha. Damn shame. Fucked up life. Tisha needs a solo trip for a whole damn year. Shout out to MJB. Girl, she needs to watch Eat, Pray, Love, and get on that tip. Okay. Martell gets a tutor for the test. Shout out to Mel Nika, who helping this nigga realize that he need to do more in life than show everybody that he's a happy dependent. My husband feels like Martell just doesn't want to learn what he needs to learn for the test because he thinks he knows it. So why do I have to learn this shit if I'm already doing it? But you have to learn it because you need the license. So do what you have to do. Stop being lazy. Stormy played Kiki Dust at Mel's event. Here's the thing. Kiki is giving off a I want to be on the show by any means necessary type of vibe. And I think the energy that both Stormy and Kimmy had with Kiki, which is you are not going to have a moment off of me. So even though I feel like I didn't like the way Stormy kind of ignored her and played her dust, it seemed rude to me. But at the same time, if you read somebody as somebody that's only trying to engage with you so that they can start an argument, so that they can have a moment, then I understand you playing them dust. Stormy said in a confessional that she don't see it for Kiki. I understand that. If you think somebody is a clout chaser, then that's fine. But see, Stormy, I'm also gonna need. See, I feel like Stormy don't have the backstory, and Stormy's on the show, so she may want to feel differently towards Tisha. But if you feel that way about Kiki, please know that Tisha is the same type of person. Please know that. I think Tisha may be better at hiding it, but Kiki and Tisha are much the same. So if you feel that way about Kiki, not wanting to be friends or cool with her because she'll throw her family under the bus, then we also need to remember that Tisha will do the same, because that is how this started. Whether it's bullshit or not, that's something that Tisha has done in the past, correct? And Tisha would also have Kiki to come on the show to buck for her and then keep her off the show when Kiki wants to come on and be a full cast member. So you'll use your cousin to help you beat up on Kimmy, not really, not physically, but, verbally. You'll use your cousin and bring her on the show for that. But when your cousin wants to be on the show as a full cast member, you don't want to share that space with her, because she needs to be in a subordinate role to you, right? In order for you to feel good. That's what Wanda and them taught y'all, that y'all have to make each other feel less than in order for you to feel good about yourself. That's what it feels like to me. So to me, it feels like Tisha probably intentionally kept Kiki off the show. I think Mel may have kept that from Kiki this entire time. And now that it's on the table, I think Mel might have, probably validated or told her, girl, Tisha been trying to keep you off the show this whole time. Okay. Or maybe the producers told her, who knows? And then now she's on the show with a different attitude towards Tisha, where I'm going to get back at you. I'm going to do what I want to do, regardless of how it looks, because behind the scenes, you've been fucking over me. I think that's Kiki's standpoint. And because of that, I wouldn't be getting involved. I wouldn't be acting any kind of way towards Kiki. But I also understand that the women on the show feel like Kiki was there to make a moment with them, to solidify her place on the show. And I feel like they didn't feel like giving her that. Tisha puts her self-worth in other people's hands. Yes, Shinjay. Thank you for the super chat. She does. Melissa, thank you for the super chat. Bondi, you look great on the episode. But yeah, I think Marceau is behind all those rumors to assure their storyline. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And yeah, I think if she's going to blame somebody, she needs to blame him. So Kiki pulls Kimmy out to talk, and they play semantics about what was said about Tisha. At the end of the day, Kiki, I heard what you were trying to do there, but we're not gonna bullshit. We're not gonna do that, girl. I don't think anybody thought that you were saying you saw Marceau cheating on Tisha. I don't think that's what anybody thought. We all thought that what you were saying is that you and Tisha have had conversations about things that have gone on between Tisha and Marceau in their relationship, which validates Mel, who feels like you're trying to make it seem like I'm the first person to ever say anything about y'all's marriage. That is not the case. There were rumors about Marceau and Tisha's relationship before the show came on. So essentially, it means I am not ruining your relationship because these are rumors that were already out there. That's Mel and Kiki's point. Kiki says that she never saw them cheating, and Kimmy is perplexed about why Kiki has an issue with her. Kiki feels like you went and told Tisha about what was said at the party, and that fucked up me and Tisha's already fragile relationship. Kiki, ma'am, you came on this show last season to check Kimmy about her loyalty to Tisha, and now you're upset that she showed loyalty to Tisha by telling her when you came on the show to help talk shit about her. Correct? Kiki. I don't know. I feel like there's no need to be upset with Kimmy about telling Tisha. That's what she had to do, because if Tisha would have saw the shit play out on camera, that would have reignited the beef between Tisha and Kimmy. And Kimmy is tired. Kimmy doesn't want to fight with Tisha anymore. So now she's going to do what she knows she has to do to show loyalty to Tisha so that she don't have to deal with the breakdown between Marceau and Maurice and all of that. Because I feel like they already got some shit going on, and being between her and Tisha would make it worse. And Kimmy is not the type of person that wants to make a bad issue worse. She would just much rather remove herself from it. Okay? So Kiki coming to check Kimmy, no. That's not happening in this moment. I'm on Kimmy's side with this one. Girl, you know you came there and said some shit. Okay? Period. Ban Wanda. A lot of y'all get enjoyment and entertainment out of seeing the slums of our society act out their depravity on reality TV. We all like drama. We all like mess every now and again. We all like to cackle and giggle at bullshit. We sure do. But there is a level where fools decide they want to keep it going. Y'all, I'm sorry, Miss Wanda. Miss Wanda, with all due respect for your age, you are a fool. You are an old fool, ma'am. And you've been that way. If anybody has listened to the shit that Wanda says, she's a fool. She doesn't say anything smart. She contradicts herself. She mixes up her words all the time. And I am happy to ignore when people have issues with words and in English. Child, you grew up in a place with a bad education system. I understand. But what you won't do is get online and talk about people's kids and question whether Sugar Mama is really Martell's and talk about the baby's hair. Like Wanda says, she says so many ignorant, fucked up things on her lives on Facebook, on interviews, in confessionals, grabbing a bone, shaking a bone, bitches with shoes and no boxes. It's just a whole bunch of ignorant sayings so that Wanda can feel good about herself, so Wanda can feel like she matters, so Wanda can feel at this point in her life she's finally getting the attention that she deserves off Melody's back and off her daughters. I'm not going to say they should ban Wanda, but I absolutely think Wanda should be getting less TV time. I think Marceau and Tisha use Wanda because Wanda keeps mess going with the other cast members, and they can focus on Wanda keeping up mess versus us having to look at Tisha and Marceau's relationship at their house and question what the fuck is going on there. Can we get a seat into a conversation at the house with y'all? Something real going on. We ain't seen no real scenes between Tisha and Marceau in a while. And I feel like it's because they can't blame other people for the way their relationship shows up when nobody else is in the room but them. And so now we don't really see a lot of scenes with just the two of them if it's not a scene that's being used to push forth a certain narrative. Okay. But Wanda is I'm sorry, y'all. Wanda is an ignorant mess. And I don't find her as comical as a lot of other people do. I just don't. I don't even watch all of them lives. Like when she got online this weekend and said that she beat Mel up or whatever she said about Mel ain't gonna be putting her finger in her face. Y'all know Wanda didn't touch Mel. I'm glad it wasn't Tisha. Because at first I was wondering, Tisha, did you run up on Mel from behind, girl? I hope that's not what happened. But no, that's not what happened. So when y'all were thinking that Stormy was taking sides, that's not what was happening. Tisha was not involved in the altercation, apparently. Now, I think at some point Tisha might have been saying something, but the initial altercation I don't think had anything to do with Tisha. It was more so Wanda and probably Martell. We've seen Wanda and Martell get into it, and I'm sure that one of the men had something to do with it as well. Marceau or Maurice, one of y'all, it has something to do with y'all too. We don't know yet. We're just going to have to watch. But I did see Mel's live. I saw the first one when somebody asked her if you need help. Because when I heard Martell and Wanda in the background, I was like, girl, you all right? I was thinking the same thing. And somebody was like, girl, blink 2 if you need help. Blink twice if you need help. She was like, I got it. I'm good. And then the live later on that happened was her begging Martell to stop and talking about how somebody ran up on her behind and saying that the Scott brothers always try to be manipulative in conversations, trying to talk over Martell. And this is probably one of them times when Martell decided that he wanted to spray y'all and y'all tried to make him look stupid with the verbal gymnastics that y'all are good at. But the truth of the matter is sometimes Martell is spot on. especially concerning Marceau and Maurice, which is why there's always a Joker like smile on his face, like press me and watch I embarrass the fuck out of you. You know, I think Martell is holding on to T for sure. Now the Scots showing a united front. Wanda, if you gonna talk about people kids, expect both of them to have an issue with you. Don't just expect Mel to have an issue with you. Expect Martell to have an issue when you question Sugar Mama being his, when that little girl looked just like Martell. Girl, I don't even understand how anybody could even do that. You just being messy. You just being messy and mean spirited with that shit because you are jealous of Mel. Y'all are. Y'all are so mad that Mel didn't fall to pieces after her and Martell broke up. Maurice and Marceau, I recognize that y'all are trying to make sure your women stay away from women like Mel, right? So that they'll feel the need to stay in relationships with two of y'all. I'm gonna let it go. But I feel like men absolutely start arguments between women so that those women won't be friends. Those women won't have camaraderie. Those women won't share notes. So you keep discourse going between them. And then the discourse gets out of hand and things get physical. And now we've taken it too far, right, Maurice? Because that's what you were saying on the video in the background when Wanda thought she had, closed her live out, but really she was live. And y'all were talking about how, oh, things have been taken too far. Y'all are manipulative. And y'all allowed for Wanda to be on this show wreaking havoc so it would not bring attention back to y'all, which is why Kimmy invited Wanda to Jalen's event, even though we know she shouldn't have been there. I agree with Tisha. Don't invite her. Tisha said that, but Tisha didn't mean that. Tisha knows that they're going to invite her mom to events because it's a way for drama to take place with the Scots without the Scots' actual tea being spilled. Even though Wanda is saying shit, people look at Wanda like she's a fool. So they're not going to believe anything that Wanda says. Not really, not unless we see it for ourselves. I think they have Wanda on the show so she can create drama so that we don't have to look at Maurice and Kimmy in a linebacker situation. And so we don't have to look at Marceau and Tisha and why we feel like that was his big ass back in that motel room. I think I've summed it up for you. Um, at the end of the episode when Marceau was saying that this whole cheating situation, and it was very confusing. So I'm going to explain to y'all what Marceau was saying. If you were in my live when we watched Love and Marriage Huntsville, you know I had to rewind it a few times. I had to rewind that shit a few times to understand what the fuck Marceau was saying. Marceau is saying that whatever Kiki was talking about, Kiki was acting like that was her and Tisha's conversation about Marceau cheating. And now him and Tisha are saying that's not what happened. They're saying that Mel told Kiki that that Marceau was cheating. Mel told Kiki that Marceau was cheating, and Kiki told Tisha. And so when Mel was like, y'all have had conversations about Marceau cheating, right? And it's like, yeah, but Marceau is like, that's misleading because that's not what happened. Tisha didn't tell Kiki anything about me cheating. Mel said that. And I was just kind of like, now Marceau. I understand what you're trying to say, but I don't believe it. And Tisha, I don't believe you either. I don't believe that you have not talked to your cousin all these years about Marceau's infidelity. I believe Kiki when Kiki said that y'all have had conversations about Marceau and other people before the show saying that he was out here doing something and you've had to come to terms and all of that type of shit. I absolutely believe that Tisha has been told before that Marceau is out there doing whatever. But because it's never ever like no evidence has been brought to her, she likes to stay ignorant of it. I can deny it as long as I have plausible deniability. Marceau likes to keep it so that Tisha has plausible deniability. As long as she has that, she never has to admit that she knows something was going on or that things were talked about before the show. So I feel like they were lying. And I also feel like it was a way for them to bring it back to Mel. And also, if we're gonna go down that rabbit hole, Marceau, I'm gonna just say it like this. if Mel in fact went to Kiki and told Kiki that Marceau was cheating, why would she do that if not for the fact that she found evidence of you and Martell cheating together? Because that's what a lot of us, shout out to Lilith, okay, Minds of Lilith on YouTube, shout out to her, because she said this many times that she believes Marceau was helping Martell to cheat. I agree with that, because I don't think Martell is smart enough to get away with cheating for as long as he did if he didn't have the help of someone that was smarter than him to teach him what to do. So I believe that Marceau and Maurice are smarter at cheating because they come from other dirty ass men in their families. I don't know who their dad is. I don't know who their uncles are. But to me, I feel like Maurice and Marceau grew up in a family of men that taught them how to manipulate, control, and disrespect their wives and get away with it. So that is what Marceau and Maurice were teaching Martell. But Martell is unpredictable and immature. So he picked a woman that they couldn't control. He picked a woman that didn't have anything to lose. And he was sloppy. I believe the reason, and this is why I believe that that's probably what happened. When Miss Van called Marceau and told him to come over there to get Martell because they were fighting, when Mel found out about the cheating, Marceau ran over there. He ran over there. And at first I was like, oh, that must mean he really cared about them back then. And I'm like, no, that's not what that was. He wanted to see what Mel knew about him. Because if Martell had been found out, it could have been likely that Mel also found out shit about him. And I think that's the reason why he's walked on eggshells around Mel. I have seen Maurice and Marceau say a whole bunch of shit about Mel, but never to her face, and never when they're all in the room together. So I believe Marceau, in fact, did help Martell to cheat. When the first episode happened and Mel was talking about respectable cheating, I think she knew that Marceau was the one with the respectable cheating. That's why she was having that conversation with them, because she feels like they were the ones that were respectfully cheating, trying to help Martell do that, but his fucking ass too dumb to know how to do it the way they were doing it, basically, the respectable cheating. Listen, everything is about keeping the look together. Mel and Martell shit has already broken apart, and Mel has rose from the cinder like a fucking phoenix. The men don't want their women to feel like that can be them. That's why Maurice is smart enough to keep Kimmy happy in the ways that Kimmy wants to be happy. And now Marceau is helping to change the weak Tisha narrative, because it is in fact cheaper to keep her when her name is on the loans for the businesses, when her name is on the businesses, when Tisha, in fact, is the brains in a lot of the situations when it comes to their business. I think what they had in common was being able to find women that could help them get to where they were trying to get in life, but they're manipulative, misogynistic, and therefore feel like they're entitled to fuck on other women while using their wives to get to where they're trying to go. That's what I think. Okay, that's what I think. All right, we're gonna do this. It is 2:13. I'm going to give y'all a little while to come in here and tell me what y'all think, and then I'm getting off of here. Okay, I'll let y'all know when I'm ready to go. All right. It ain't just Alabama, child. It's 2:15. Oh, it's 3. Oh shit. No, I mean I'm 2:15 in. That's what I mean. That's funny that it is 2:14 in the live time, and then it's 3:14 in actual time. But I just meant, all right, come on, Raymond Ricardo, boo. Tell me what you got.
First of all, you look real good on that episode. I was like a proud parent. I was like, look at Bondi. It
Thank
felt
you.
like I was a parent screaming at graduation. I was like, now, why Bondi didn't tell us she was gonna be on the screen like that? Just looking
Cause I
all,
didn't know. I didn't know.
just looking all good and stunting on
Thank
these hoes.
you.
Okay, just stunting
Thank
on them.
you.
Child, no, let's get into it. The what is it? Put a ring on it. Where Shorty and that squatter, that freeloader. Child, thank God he gone. She probably did use the television show to get away from him. That man crazy. He followed her. He stalked her. Tried to make her lose her job, ruin her reputation. Then was freeloaded and squatting in her house. And you know, squatters have rights in certain states. So Miss Girl was like, I don't know what she was gonna do, but good thing he got at her house, and I hope she stayed away from him. Hope she got a restraining order and everything else. Don't get you a license to carry, because he seemed like the type to break back in. Um, what? Oh, Love and Marriage DC. I want to go to Africa too. Monique, why didn't you bring me? Like I thought we was cool. Why didn't you bring me?
Listen, I want to go too, and I want to know who planned that trip for them, cause I won't eat with the giraffes and shit.
I saw Lance Ross and his kids and his wife was eating with the giraffes. I said, that's a thing. Can I eat with the giraffes? Great. Winter, whatever that lady name is, and Ashley. I get no new friends, but y'all way too old and way too grown to be acting like this, especially when one of y'all look like Daya from Orange is the New Black. You're way too old and way too grown to be acting like this. But
She do.
hey, I guess some of y'all stuff gonna, get played out over the season. Now let's get into this mess that we call Love and Marriage Huntsville and Remedial English. I don't have no respect for that lady no more. I will never say her name ever again. You started this. You started this. You started this. You started this. You keep coming on live, and it's just like you're not defending your daughter anymore. You're jealous of Mel because Mel is who you want to be. You aspire to be her and you never will be her. First of all, you have a stunted growth because you had children early. So instead of living out your teen years and being able to be a child and a teen and actually having somebody teach you something that you could take into life to become a well adjusted, fully functioning adult in society, that's not what happened. You had children early. So instead of being a teenager, you became a parent. And from what I saw, you weren't great at that. Let's be honest. She's not, like, from what we can obviously see, she didn't do a great job. She got the lady into her 40s, but look at what's happening now. So now you see someone who is younger than you doing what you want to do, being the star of the show that you believe your daughter is the star of the show. And let me tell you something, she does not have the it factor. That's the reason why she's not the star of the show. She doesn't have the oomph. And then y'all are really mad and jealous of her. And I'm talking about everybody else on the show, except for Stormy and Tiffany, who has a problem with Mel because while Mel created this platform and brought y'all on, that was y'all time to take the platform and use it to big y'all selves up, to put y'all businesses out there. Anytime Mel is going live, she's mostly going live to promote her business. Even if she's talking about the mess, she gonna drop something about that business in there. Wanda, you selling that slop down to them people, you selling them nasty potatoes, you trying to serve them people up the whatever Oliver Twist was eating. I don't see her promote not nan business when the people, because I don't watch her lives, when they Jaylee and them bring them up on the screen and everything. You're not promoting your businesses, so you're jealous. Then let's be clear, don't try to play us like we're stupid, because we had childhoods. We were able to gain things from our parents and everyone else around us. We have social skills, ma'am. We know how to be respectable. Okay, we smart. We
Okay.
we understand what you meant when you were talking about she don't even know who her baby daddy is. You was talking about sugar mama. And leave that little girl alone. She ain't got nothing to do with this. She's a child. And everyone's like, oh, well, not everybody, but the people are like, why are they going, like, why did this happen on Saturday? Because it was the only time they was all gonna be together. That's the first part. Secondly, she's a child. She can't defend herself against a grown adult. So her mother and her father are going to have to defend her. And you did the one thing you wanted to do. You wanted to push Mel and Martell back together. And you did just that. Hopefully they don't get back together.
I don't think so. I
I
don't think that's what's happening at all.
I hope not. Like I said, I don't have nothing to say to Martell until he get that builder's license, and I still like even on the show if he got a tutor, I still don't think he has it. She ain't no high class parking lot boss. You was down there fighting in the parking lot of a 4 TV business because the people said, not what I said, the people said that business ain't open unless it's time for them to film for the show. You fight in a parking lot
Yikes.
because you don't know how to close your mouth. Tisha, even though you're talking about don't invite my mom to anything, don't invite her to anything, you need her there. She's your mouthpiece. But once again, like I've said before in all the comments and all the lives, your mama and that can of busted biscuits you call a husband are your ops. They don't want you to be great. They don't want you to succeed. And every time you get on my screen, you look sad. You make me want to cry. And I don't cry for nobody unless it's my own stuff or somebody about to hop up, meet Bone Thugs and Harmony at the crossroads. Stop playing with me, Tisha. Leave that man and get the hell away from your mama. They don't mean you no good. They perfect example when you said it's like Tina Turner and Ike and what's love got to do with it? When she tried to run away, her mama called him and said, she coming over here, come get her. That stuff happens in real life. And that's basically what Wanda, remedial English, I'm not speaking that lady's name. That's basically what she's doing to her daughter. Tiffany, don't let your husband, well, never mind. He already went on that trip. I'm trying to speak to you in the past. Don't let him go on that trip. So, whatever happened on that trip, guarantee Martell, Busted Biscuits, Milk Dud, they gonna use it against Lewis. They really are. And then the Stormy, like, paying Kiki dust. I mean, you are coming off a little thirsty, Kiki. It was just a little thirsty. You trying to quench your
Yeah,
thirst.
the energy at the event seemed thirsty.
It was thirsty. And, when a person can tell you thirsty, they're going to sit back. I feel like Stormy is the type of person to sit back and watch the situation and assess everything. So then she could put it all together in her head to figure out what exactly is going on. That is why when she sat there, going back to Valentine's Day, and was asking the same question, because I already know what the problem is with Mel. What is your problem? So I could figure this stuff out because I'm trying to get a feel of everybody because really, I need more friends. I would possibly like to use some of y'all to promote my business. And if I can't figure out what the mess is, I can't do that.
It's a mess. I appreciate you so much for coming
Okay.
through as always. But I got so many people that's waiting to
I
get
got to
in,
go.
girl.
I got to go take the meat off the grill. Okay.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Okay. I'll be in the Discord.
Okay. Bye. All right. Come on, Miss Adrian. What's going on?
What up, baby? First of all, happy belated. Second of all, when I tell you a bitch jumped off the sofa when I was like, oh, there she go! I was like, there she is. And I was like, oh my gosh, she looks so cute. I had to rewind. I was like, yeah, that's her. So
Thank
congratulations. So great. And I watched other YouTubers and everybody was shouting you out. So with that reviews this, so you popping.
you.
So I just wanted to say, first of all, with DC, Winter needs to, I feel like she just didn't really take full accountability for the fact that you did not get to really know this man and you marry somebody that I don't, she kind of seems like one of those people like her that's kind of in love with love. So I feel like I can see how this could happen to her. Well, maybe she was so broken from that situation with her first husband. She just wanted somebody to fall in love and was, looking for a Prince Charming, this guy. Cause they kept saying
Right.
that he swept her off her feet, swept her off. They kept saying that over and over again. Right. So I can see how that could happen. But I think it does, like I said, to Ashley's point at the table, when they talk later, I can apologize for the tone, but I want to apologize for the question. And I feel like, Winter needed to explain that. Why in the world would you go ahead and proceed with marrying a man that you still did not know that well? Look, I love Jesus. When she comes talking about, well, I'm a Christian, and Ashley's like, I'm a Christian too. I love Jesus, but I still met my husband and to his apartment and saw what he looked like and where he was living before the wedding. So, Ashley, she was doing the most, but like I said, Winter's disposition was giving off a little bit of highbrow church lady. Chris, I feel like
Yeah.
doesn't understand the new normal in their marriage. He's retired now, and I feel like he can no longer lean on the, oh, I'm so busy with football. You're not doing that now. And so for whatever it is that Monique needs, I feel like she needs to figure out whatever his communication style is, because she kept saying, well, you speak Alabama and I speak Jersey. Okay, that can come off a little shady. So you're going to have to figure out how to look. I'm from Cleveland. My husband's from Dallas. We talk two completely different languages, but you got to figure out what his language is. And Chris, you're going to have to meet her in the middle. You're gonna have to. Chris gives me, look, I made all this money. I'm a good Southern old boy from Alabama. I'm faithful. We have 3 beautiful children. I've given you this wonderful life. What more could you
I
want?
don't need to,
And
right, I don't need to do
I don't
anything.
need it, right? And he doesn't understand that. No, she does need more. But I want Monique to articulate what that is. Even now, after watching it a few times, I don't even know what it is that she's asking for. She's asking for more. What specifically? And if you,
Romance.
if okay, so what does that look like? What does romance
Plenty
look like for
please.
her, right? You know what I'm saying? So, and to his point, like, okay, you claim that you want to do this for her, then if the therapist give y'all an assignment, you're gonna have to come and you need to show up, Chris. You got to show up, right? So moving on to Huntsville, Wanda, I feel like is the prime example of the difference between an elder and an old Negro. Elders move with wisdom. That's why we respect them. There is nothing wise about the way Wanda moves, the way she carried herself. She has absolutely no emotional intelligence. And I am offended. Like I said, I'm from Ohio, but my family is from Alabama, Georgia, and Virginia. I am offended by people who are blaming her being from the South on the way she's speaking. That's ridiculous. Like you said, Bondi, I went to Clark just like you in Atlanta. They're educated Black people all over the place. So I don't like that. Well, that's just how they talk. That no, it's not.
Oh no, no, no.
She's just ignorant.
Right.
She is just ignorant and has no emotional intelligence. They can't under. I didn't know. And then the other live she did, I saw Jay Lee put on her channel. When Wanda did another live down at Black, talking about, well, if you can talk about my child, I can talk about yours. And basically saying children are off limits. You don't even have the emotional intelligence to understand the difference between your grown ass daughter, who should be able to handle herself, and a woman she beefing with, versus you coming at a minor and questioning this little girl's paternity on national television. And the fact that she can't do that, and I want to know from Mel, as a producer, associate, whatever, why you can't get Carlos to him and listen, you bring this woman around for this drama, but you better tell this old bat to keep my daughter's name up, my children's name out. Like you said, she was talking about the children. They talk about they were jealous of Tisha, they were going to cut her girl's hair because they got quote unquote good hair. The fact that she would even say that lets you know what type of mindset you're dealing with. So I don't understand, Carlos. You better read the room, because this isn't funny anymore. Because if somebody haul off and smack this old bat, I personally hope they catch it on camera.
Yeah.
So
And
that's all I'm gonna say. I know you got a line. What'd you say?
that's what I said. I was like, they will find out how ignorant I am when you press me like that. I'm all that elder shit gonna go out the window
I,
when you're not acting like the elder that you're supposed to be acting like. I'm not going to respect it because it's not real.
Bondi, I think that's a microcosm of a larger issue in our community. We do have older Black people who think that just because they have reached whatever age, it's okay for them to show up and behave in any way they want. Like when she was down to Jalen's thing, calling them all time, ain't gonna be no bitches. And I'm glad Jalen said, excuse me, no, Miss Wanda, there will be no bitches in my house.
Okay.
I'm glad he said that to her. And
You
that's what needs to be done. No, you don't show up and show your entire ass just because you're 70. That's not cool. But anyway, I
she
know
not
you got a
even
line, boo.
thank
And
you.
that, but love you, babe. So I'll let you go. Talk to you later.
All right, love. Appreciate
Bye.
it. Bye. All right, come on, prosperity thick.
Hey, Bondi.
Hey, my love, how you doing?
Good. Child, like everybody else said, I saw you on my screen and I was like, that's Bondi. That's Bondi. Look at her looking all cute. Although we already saw the pictures, it was good seeing you on that screen because that's where you belong.
Thank you.
And then when Carlos retweeted commented on my tweet,
Yes, I saw that.
I was like, look, don't know when I'm gonna get another chance. But the ladies of the OLFP panel need some kind of deal, a show, podcast. I don't care which one. You just need something because
We appreciate
although we love
y'all for bucking on our behalf. We do. Thank you.
although we love y'all on YouTube, the sky is the limit for what y'all can do. So I like I always say, I try to be my sister's keeper. So if I can do anything that's gonna get y'all there, I'm there. Love y'all. Okay, now to the episode. I'm tired of the way Kimmy is allowing Maurice to let her look. You have been a fan favorite since the beginning of this show, but now you're starting to come off as Tisha. You're not as weak as Tisha, but you're starting to get that thing, that quiet play in the
The
background
wearing
feel.
down. The wearing
Yeah,
down.
yeah. And trips and buying breakfast and putting it on a tray shouldn't be enough to allow your womanhood to be diminished. by a man whose skin is slippery like margarine, because that man has did some things, and that man may be doing some things, but you're not going to tell me you don't know about any of the things. And you're not going to tell me if all of us sat and watched that man on camera lie and we knew he was lying, you can't tell me you did not know that man was lying. I almost came through my screen like, what? Do they forget that we watched the show and we see scenes that are done, and then you come back and say you didn't know? How you didn't know when y'all talked about it in the whole scene?
Everybody keep forgetting that they talked about it at the beginning when Marceau and Martell and Maurice all sat down at Black, and he said he wanted to do another trip to Atlanta. So yes, they did know about it. I don't know why Maurice said he didn't know about it. He likes to lie.
I don't know why he went to law school, because I don't want to be his client, because he forgets what the fuck excuse my language, he forgets what he told the jury already. I ain't got time. I'm not going to jail on the humble. Not messing with you. Destiny, don't let him do your finances. He might forget to tell the IRS something. I don't know.
Ooh,
But but to the what was next? I'm gonna get to this fight. Yesterday, day before yesterday, whenever it happened. Wanda J. Blige had got on my last nerve with the Kiki, and then when she did the Sugar Mama thing, it took me over and above. So I went into her inbox and I sent her the message about Tisha, the one they saying that she worried about her husband doing things, but she out here doing things. So I put under the message, oh, you go off about everything else. What you got to say about this? Now this is about your daughter. So she didn't inbox me back. My phone started ringing and I'm like, who the hell is this? The name pops up. It's Wanda Moore Lee. No, I answer the phone. She like, did somebody inbox me something? I'm like, yeah. I said, but is this Wanda from the show? She was like, yeah. I say, yeah, I inboxed you. I inboxed you that because you go off about everything else. I felt you might want to go off about that too. I could write a book at all the things this lady told me
give
about
us
these
some of it
people.
now. Give us some of it. Come on.
She talked about Kiki and her mama like a dog. She talked about Kiki's stepfather being white and calling her mother, the daughters, which are all out melanated, the N word. And the mama don't do nothing. They be fist fighting and things like that.
Did
She
she say
talked about
anything about Marceau?
she talked she talked around Marcel. She talked about how she know how he make her. I said, do you not understand how your daughter looks on TV? I said, that man plays mind games with your daughter on national TV, and then y'all get mad when we talk about how stupid she looks or how we know this man is cheating. There's no possible way that your daughter don't think that her husband is cheating, but y'all want to keep this narrative up like it's everybody else. No, it's not everybody else. It's him by the way he answers the questions and don't answer the questions. She's like, I know. I've been telling him about that. See, Tisha the quiet one. I told her I'm gonna get her a boyfriend and all these kinds of things. And yeah, back in the day, she say, cause Maurice not a bad looking. I mean, Marcel not a bad looking man. And I'm saying to myself, okay, that's to each his own.
Girl, what?
Yes. And then she said, and back in the day, he was even finer. That's to each his own. Cause I saw some pictures of him when he was in
I'm
school.
like, I need to see a picture. Somebody send me a picture.
I don't know what picture she got, but she ain't got the picture that everybody else put out. And so she said, yeah, because he had a lot of girls back in the day. But I told the same thing. This ignorant, she told us. I told Tisha, a man don't marry you unless he love you. So he gotta love you. He might be with these other women, but as long the ignorant said the reason is because of the things that her mama say to her, and she just reconfirmed everything that we thought.
Hold on. You was breaking up. What you said?
I said all of the things that we think the reason that Tisha stays is right, because all of the things that she says on her live, the dumb things, these are the things she said to Tisha. So this is why Tisha is where she is. Don't leave. You can get a man and a boyfriend, all that crazy stuff. She believed Marcelo was cheating. She still be chasing behind Marcelo trying to see if he cheating, the mama. So she don't trust that man. She don't believe that that man not cheating. She not gonna ever make me believe that she believes that. But she ain't gonna tell me no details because she know it's gonna get out. Cause I ain't got no problem. I told you.
Exactly.
And so about this fight of yesterday, I mean the other day, she said the event was a Destiny's event. Destiny invited her to have a little table at the event. So she had her little stuff, and she said the producer, she don't think Mel was supposed to have been there, but the producers called. No, the producers called and told Wanda, yeah, they want her to film whenever she do come. That's what it was. Mel was supposed to be there, but Wanda wasn't supposed to film that day. But being that she was going to be at the event, they wanted her on camera. So Mel handled her business in the inside. They did the filming in the inside of Destiny's shop or whatever. And she said after Mel came out the shop, she walked up to Wanda's table. And she said she had her bodyguard. She had Stormy, Miss Van, and Martell with her. Then she starts talking. She said, Melanie, like, what's going on here? And she was like, I'm not telling her nothing, da da da. And she was like, then Mel on her, what we saw on the live saying, somebody asked her, do you need some help? And she was like, no, I don't. And Wanda was like, then they started going back, being smart, because teacher was, Mel asked her, why did she say the things that she said? And she was like, why do y'all think I was taught? I said something about the baby. I said, Wanda, because if you say somebody don't know who their baby father is, that is talking about that child. How can
Yeah,
you not
the daddy,
correlate
not the
those two
daddy.
things together? You talking about that baby regardless. You should never put baby in it. When you say baby, you're talking about the baby. And the baby is sugar mama. Who else are you talking about? But I never said which child. But it don't matter, Miss Wanda. You said it. So that's how we get that you were talking about that child. So she said then Mel put her finger in her face and they broke them and they got apart from each other, whatever. They took Wanda into the inside. And she said that's why Destiny locked the shop. It wasn't that Destiny locked herself in the shop. She was trying to lock Wanda in the shop. Wanda left out the back door. Mel back was turned when Wanda got out the door.
Oh, okay.
Wanda is who ran up on Mel.
Right. But she
But
didn't get
Wanda
to her.
never got to Mel. Her brother and the bodyguards that were on the set got to Wanda before she got to Mel.
Oh,
And she
Marcus
was
was
like, she
there.
took them out. Huh?
Marcus was there.
No, no, her brother.
That's not
Um,
Mel's brother is Marcus.
Wanda's brother. No,
Oh,
Wanda's
Wanda's
brother.
brother.
Wanda's
Okay,
brother.
okay, got you.
Yeah, because she had family out there with her table.
Yeah. Okay.
And she also said, and the cousin, that ignorant cousin that's gonna be on next week, he was in the car with her too.
Yeah,
And
he
he said
was.
He said Mel came up to him and asked him, yeah, I heard Bernard, I heard you been talking about me too. And he was like, I told her, I ain't got nothing to do with it. My name is Bernard, but I don't remember saying I
Right.
don't remember saying nothing about you. But get back to the fight. So she cussed the bodyguards out and everybody out because they grabbed her, talking about don't be grabbing me. She said then Tisha started walking over there towards her, but she didn't need Tisha because she can handle it herself. Then she told Mel, I don't want to talk to you. Let me talk to your mama. And I'm like, Miss Wanda, nobody else's mama is getting into their drama unless they need to. Your beef was with Mel beef is with you about what you said about her daughter. So why would Miss Van talk to you? There's no need. That's I'm like, that's what you do. That's what I'm saying to myself. That's what you do for Tisha. Miss Van is not Mel's mouthpiece. So she said Marceau and Martell were the ones that were tussling.
I figured that.
Yeah, it was those two, and that was Maurice's voice that we heard on the thing trying to make the peace because he don't want Martell to tell none of his business.
Exactly.
So he's going to keep trying to be on his side, and he's going to keep getting threatened to do screen time with Martell, or he going to tell because Martell was needing screen time before all this popped up.
Okay, so do you know why Marceau and Martell were fighting?
It was about the thing and Miss Wanda Big Mouth, and it all stemmed from Mel and her getting into it, and somehow
And somehow
they
Marceau
started
got
talking
involved.
about it. Yeah, somehow they got started fussing about it.
Okay. Well, thank you, Prosperity, for coming through with the tea, girl. We appreciate you for it. Okay.
Oh,
You keep us abreast to anything else that transpire.
Charlie, yeah, I would my face is still like, what? This lady called me like, and she talks like she don't care, y'all. She don't care. She
We know.
don't care at all. She tells all her business, all their business, and she don't know me from Adam or Eve. I could have be a shiesty and recorded that whole conversation and blasted it.
Next time, do that. All
Oh, I got some of it. I just need to break it down so I can send it to
right. All
you.
right. I appreciate you, and I'll talk to you in the Discord and stuff.
All right, babe. Y'all
I
be safe. Enjoy the rest of y'all weekend and y'all have a holiday.
You too.
Bye, babe.
Bye. All right. Come on, faith is the substance. What's going on? You there? All right. Let's move on. What's going on, Jennifer T?
Hey, Miss Bondi, how are you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm fine. Okay, first of all, you were so beautiful. I know everybody's telling you, but you really, really were beautiful.
Thank you.
That's number one. Number two, happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
And number three, I love your shows because you always keep it 100. It's
Thank
like
you.
a,
I
cou-
appreciate you.
yeah, it's a couple of YouTubers that I watch and I'm like, it's a few that it's only two that I know that keep it 100. I'm sorry. And you're one of them. Thank you so much for that. And I just want to say, yeah, my daddy's a New Orleans guy. He's born and raised New Orleans.
All right.
Yes. So we have that too. But I wanted to say this. I'll talk about DC first because it's really quick. I'm like what Adrian was saying. I don't understand what it is Monique wants from her husband. She is not being very clear to him. That's number one. Number two, we have to be very, very careful in our marriages, um, talking down to our men in front of people or in public, you know, because you want that. She's almost talking like she got one foot out the door and the other on the banana peel. Like, don't ruin your marriage. You know what I'm saying? Talk behind closed doors. I mean, even if you want to bring some stuff to the forefront, bring it respectfully because you are on the show. And I'm like, I don't know because I don't know what she wants. I'm starting to think like, are you trying to create problems or is it really problems? You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay. Because to me, it seems clear. When she says she's asking for romance, she's asking for effort in the relationship.
Hmm.
So you don't understand like what that looks like.
You know what? I must have missed that because I've never heard her say, I'm asking for romance. Or,
Yeah, that's what she was
yeah,
saying. I mean, it's only been 3 episodes,
yeah.
but she wasn't even really in this one. But
Mhm.
she said on the first 2 episodes, I believe that she was, wanting him to engage more
Mhm.
and looking for more of an emotional connection. And he doesn't know how to really communicate his feelings. He doesn't, really know emotionally. I don't think he knows himself. I think he probably has cut a lot
Yeah.
of that off,
Hmm.
and she's trying to get back into that. To me, I felt like I understood it because I had been through it at one point where
Hmm.
it's like I need you to be more of a participant in
Hmm.
the relationship, not just in the family dynamic, in the relationship.
Free press.
So to me, I felt like it was clear. And I've also heard, other women, other wives have issues like that with their husbands because their husbands don't exactly know how to do those things.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like it was clear, but I understand how, it can
Mhm.
look outside looking in. But I
Yeah.
just want to say it's only been 3 episodes, y'all.
Yeah, because I was like, okay. And I do try like I do understand you both have to put in effort. Like I've been with my husband 42 years since college. And
Congratulations. That's a long
thank you.
time.
Yeah. And we make it a point to keep going. We read books together, we pray together. And every now and then it's okay to do that love test. We do that a lot because sometimes we figure out it changed. You know, you got to see where the person is. And I've always learned early on that the man is the head, but the woman controls the neck. So you just got to learn how to do it, because you can almost get your man to do whatever you want to do. You do it right. You know what they said, you know, the woman controls that temperature in the house, you know?
Absolutely. But I also feel like, I don't like that her saying that she needs him to do something turns out to be bashing.
Yeah.
Because I don't see it. I don't see her bashing him. I just saw her asking for him to participate, and him feeling like, well, I've done all these other things, so why you still want me to do shit? Like, to me, that seems apparent because he has the money and all of that. I think that he doesn't need to do more.
Yeah. And I,
So,
you're,
yeah,
and I think that maybe what I'm getting is the way, the tone, and the tone is coming off as if I am tired. And maybe that's what it is. She's tired of saying it over and over. Like, I've been, come on, we going through this. I've been saying it, saying it, saying it. And so that's what I'm seeing. Like,
I agree with that. Yeah, no, it definitely seems like, come on. But
yeah,
she said on the last episode that he had been saying he would do these things since the beginning. And
I,
at first, I think because of work, he was able to say, well, I don't have time because of work. And
right,
now he's retired. So she's like, okay, so when are we going to start doing
right.
it? you
And she's
know?
frustrated too. It is, you know, us. One thing I can say about us women of color is that we need a man that moves and shakes. So even if he was retired, she was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? We always got to feel like you're doing something. Even if you contribute in our mind, we got to be like, what the brother doing? So that does make sense, you know. But I just want to come off, I just want their tone to be a little different, because I do want their marriage to work. I think they're a beautiful couple, beautiful children, and they're very good together. And I want it to work.
I
So
think it will. And
mm,
I think she has to go through the feelings of being frustrated, because I
mm,
think as a woman, until you get to that place, you don't
mhm.
realize how you can control the temperature if your husband is always, as you said, the lead.
Right, right.
So, it takes having to figure out how to control that. And I
Yeah.
think that takes time, even if they've been married for 10 years. Because my mom was like, it took a while for me to be able to, help control the situation with your father, because he's a strong personality. I mean,
Mhm.
y'all heard the way Chris raised his voice, you kind of like want to back
Girl,
off.
I jumped because Bundy, I'm gonna tell you straight up, 142 years, my husband has never raised his voice, never cursed me, never none of that. So when he raised his voice, that did make me jump. I was just like, uh-oh, I
That's
don't want
what I'm
to go there.
saying. I don't think, I feel like people like see, like somebody just said in the comments, she talks down to him. And I'm like, I don't see that. I really do feel like she has to assert herself
Hmm.
because he's so strong. If she doesn't, she probably will get steamrolled by him.
Hmm.
And I think that because, like you said, we feel like, in front of people, you shouldn't talk to your husband in a certain way.
Hmm.
But that's not realistic.
And vice versa too.
Yes. But
Hmm.
it's so I just kind of feel like it's not realistic when you see that Chris is not a vocal person, but Monique is. So she's always going to out talk him because
Hmm.
she's the one that, is more communicative. But yeah,
Right.
I feel like the way people keep saying she's bashing him, I
Hmm.
don't see it. I would like to know what bashing looks like to people,
Hmm.
because all I saw her say was, I need you to participate. And no, you can't make me shut up. So I don't I don't
He sure did. That's the second man we have saw. I mean, it's probably more. No, that's probably the third man we have saw tell their wife to shut up on TV.
yeah.
Because Marceau has said it, and so has Martell.
If a woman would have said that to her man, then y'all would be saying, "Oh, she's so disrespectful." But it's okay when they do it to the woman, and if the woman says she's unhappy, then she's bashing
I
him.
like Ashley.
So,
I like,
it, you know what I mean?
yeah,
It's tough, but I think they're
yeah,
gonna work it out.
yeah. I really hope they do. Winter is confusing. I like Ashley, and I just wanted to say this real quick about Kimmy. Kimmy, I liked her, but Kimmy, this is what I would rather see Kimmy say to Kiki, because I do understand. Just say, me being with you or in conversation with you or whatever is causing problems in my marriage. For me to keep peace in my marriage, I need to make friends with Tisha, because that's the bottom line. That's what it is. She's trying to make her husband happy. I have more respect for you if you just come out and say that, but don't try to make it be all like that. But Bundy, I love you. I'm gonna have to
You
go.
got to get back to work.
This my husband keep calling, girl. Okay.
All right. Well, you
All
better
right.
answer him now.
Yeah.
Talk to him, Billy.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. Nola Reeves, boo, you ready? Come on, boo.
Girl, one time for the birthday bit. 2 times for the birthday bit. Hey, 3 times for the birthday bit. Now, girl, you know when I saw you on TV, I had to cut up a little harder because I was like, come on, New Orleans. Like, I know you're from YouTube, but you know how we feel when we see one of our own doing that bit.
Okay.
Like, come on, New Orleans. I was like, yes, girl, looking all cute, girl. I'm going to have to get that body and that transformation because I got these froze. That's why I shouldn't be cooking these beans right now. But I'm gonna eat them real good with these turkey wings on the side. I ain't lying.
Come on, you're making me hungry. Get into it, girl.
But girl, I need these people to go ahead on and understand, like, it was a program that was to be followed upon Kiki coming on this show. Like, Kiki did a live and say they knew she was coming on this show, but Kiki didn't follow the gravy train that they wanted her to follow. And Tisha wants Wanda to be her mouthpiece, but I want everybody to understand, if you watch them lives, either via Wanda Live or via when Jamie and Jaylene them posted, Wanda ain't following the script either. Okay? Because Wanda said in one of her lives, when y'all hear what Tisha said about Kiki, y'all gonna be like, that's it? That's all? Oh, that ain't nothing for her to be mad at. But in Marceau wanting to be the victim, okay, what we saw on this episode, him and Tisha sitting at that table talking about, oh no, we had to tell Mel and Marta because we would have been looked at like, what type of people are you? So either was it that innocent or was it that girl's business that was so detrimental to Mel and Martell that why the hell y'all didn't tell her? Y'all need to tell them people what's going on themselves. See, I can't crucify Kiki, you know what I'm saying, for doing the same thing because catchback has no time limit on it. When I decide I want to get my catchback,
Okay.
there's no time limit on it. Now, can I say I would have went up there and been like, girl, don't ask me nothing about my cousin because I ain't about to do it. Me and you cool. And I think everybody is judging Kiki from the show that's on the show, including Stormy, based on what they know about or what they've seen during taping. They don't know all the conversations her and Mel had behind back with the CVS receipts that she proved, several of them. And we all know CVS receipts is 3 miles long with all of this stuff and text messages her and Mel had and was invited into. They don't know that Mel actually knew Kiki first.
Right.
So they're judging her. Now, as far as Stormy, I understand you not knowing that. If I don't want to move, if I can't rock with you, if that's how you doing your family, but it costs nothing to be courteous. At the end of the day, a simple hi and bye, especially if the person don't know.
I mean, she hugged her, but when she
gotta
talk to her,
the attitude just came off, and like we wasn't there, you was there, so you could correct me if I'm wrong. The attitude just came off stink.
Oh no!
But I need all of them to go ahead.
I wasn't paying attention in that moment, but you could tell something was going on.
Yeah.
When they were talking to each other, you could just tell. But in the scene, I feel like, yeah, no, you could tell she don't see it for her at all. But I feel like she was just trying to do a high and bye, and Kiki wanted her moment, and she was like, "Nah, we ain't doing it."
Right. And I feel like at the end of the day, Wanda, while you keep creeping around people's doors and you want to keep talking about Mel and Martell and paternity, I'm gonna need you to address that lady on your live who asked you about this woman's son that's supposed to be your cousin and Marceau's supposed to be his daddy. But you didn't address that lady. You told that lady to send you the picture. The lady dropped the picture in your comments. And the little boy is old, and the boy mama's supposed to be Wanda's cousin. And then on top of that, while I was talking, yay.
You telling me that somebody said that Marceau has an outside child with one of Wanda's cousins? fights.
Yes, ma'am. And not only that, a lady came up in my live yesterday, girl. I'm just doing my live talking about the fight. You know how we normally do. Lady came up in there and dropped a whole bunch of tea. Said she was in the military with another woman who is also Tisha's cousin, but on her daddy's side. This woman is married, got a baby for Marceau, but she didn't know that Marceau and Tisha was together until she showed up at Tisha's wedding. And her and Marceau just looked at each other and never said nothing. Yes, God, honey. Yes, God. So supposedly it's two outside babies allegedly now, one with a cousin on each side of the family. Now I'm not saying this stuff is true, and I hope it ain't true because that would be devastating to Tisha. But Wanda, while you around here trying to figure out what's going on with Sugar Mama, you need to be investigating, baby, because you can't be walking around here and your children got cousinlings.
I don't even know what to say, girl. But you know what? I hope that's not true. But Huntsville is small, and that's a way in order to make sure they don't say anything.
You know what I'm saying? But like I say, this woman, so that's why it leaves me his. Like I said, I hope it's not true. I don't know if it's true. But if that's the case, like I say, the one woman, if that's the cousin, and she was also married at the time in which her and Marceau was messing around. That's why Marceau can say, you'll never find out nothing about me, because he cheats with women that have stuff to lose.
Exactly. We know that.
You know what I'm saying? But girl, I
Somebody said
need,
he had them whole signing NDAs, and I was
baby,
just kind
listen.
of like, really?
Listen, I'm not mad, girl. I just felt like yesterday with all that tea them people was spilling in my little thing, I felt like them people had took policies on me and was ready to cash in because that was just too much for me, all of that information. But I want people to understand, like, y'all better understand who Wanda and them truly are. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, whenever they do something to people, it's justification, i.e., justifying why they had to go and tell Mel and Martell about whatever Kiki business was. But yet, Kiki is being crucified and nailed to the cross, dragged 6 feet away from hell because she said, yes, Tisha and I has had some conversations and she's had to face some things about her marriage. And no, this is not the first time. She didn't say what the conversations was. She didn't went into detail. And if you watch the show, we saw her have IE conversations with her husband. And especially in one of the seasons when she told him, if you cheat on me, I'll take everything. Is that not what happened? So tell me,
Yep.
well, I don't agree with it because we're not about to discuss my cousin and you and her beefing. At the end of the day, what did Kiki tell us that we already didn't know? And at the point in which this bag would have originally possibly been Kiki's and her husband's over Tisha and Marceau's, and y'all allegedly said what y'all said about this lady to get her in the knockoff and get her on the show, I ain't mad at Kiki for the get back, especially when we know they was raised to be in competition.
Exactly. That's why I said I don't get involved in that shit between Kiki and Tisha. I don't feel no type of ways either way. I'm not gonna look at Kiki that down bad, and I'm not gonna look at Tisha that down bad, because y'all seem as if y'all was raised to see each other as competition, which to me adds to why people should see the way Tisha goes at Mel, because she was raised to see other women as competition, and she saw her
Competition.
own family as competition in that way. Come on.
Exactly. Exactly. But I'm not mad at it, baby. When pot meets kettle, it is what it is. I can't crucify nobody for it. You know what I'm saying? But we're not gonna crucify one and glorify the other. Like that just don't make
Exactly.
no sense. But you know how these people are these days, girl, child.
They
But that's
unfair,
all I
girl,
had to
and
call and say. I want people to pick up on while y'all watching the lives and the different shows. Pick up on Wanda and them not even following the same script, because either it wasn't that sensitive for Kiki to be mad at what Tisha and them said, or it was detrimental to everybody's life. But somebody lined up around them, and
girl,
that's
what?
all I got to say.
Yes, Marcel has 3 children out there. 2 of his children, her with his wife's cousin, one on her dad's side and one on her mom's side. Child, it is.
Nicole was in that live yesterday, girl. Girl, Brandon, they was trying to kill me, girl.
Mm. That's why Tisha family feels so strong about Marcel being a cheater and being controlled. And literally, the majority of the family of her family had the same thought, including her mama. Mm.
Exactly.
What are cousins with the children though? Bring the cousins with the children on the show then. Show us
the
something.
one the one that's on the daddy side, she's in the military allegedly and stationed in Japan. My subscriber who was in the military with her
Mm-hmm.
sent her an email, baby, to see if she'll talk to me.
Okay, all right.
So we gonna
Child,
see. I
listen.
doubt if she do, because if she had a husband, baby, I wouldn't bust up my stuff for the world to treat me like coleslaw, child. She might be called Jello. I don't know.
Girl, listen, I will keep my business on myself too.
I mean,
Y'all
listen,
go
she didn't blow up her spot. She was married at the time, but at the end of the day, I can't. I mean, you could talk about her for cheating on her husband, but it wasn't like this lady allegedly. If the story is what it is, she did not know that Tisha
was the
was
white,
with
yeah,
Marceau
right. Yeah, I
until
mean
she
that
got the invitation for the wedding. But I'm sorry, I'd have had to
how
say, girl,
how you gonna not know that girl, Huntsville small. All right, we gonna let it go. It is that one street that everything on. You're right. All right, girl, let me let you go. I'm gonna have one more person on here and then I need to go.
all right, girl, enjoy your day.
Appreciate you. You too.
All right.
Bye. All right, come on, Jesse Ray. You ready, boo?
Hey.
Hey, Jesse, what's going on? Be our last caller, girl.
Okay, cool. First of all, just wanted to tell you that when I saw you on the screen, I was screaming. My husband was just like, "What are you screaming for?" I'm like, "My friend in my head, Bondi, she on the show." So just wanted to let you know that you looked amazing, and I was very, very excited to see you on there. And you getting your just due because you definitely put a lot of people onto this show.
Thank you.
Real quick, I wanted to point out, I don't think anybody made the correlation. First to what Nola Reed has said. If y'all remember when it was that couples dinner at the other Scott's house, and Maurice was just like, he said something about Marceau's two kids, and you saw the look that Marceau gave. I don't know if you remember that episode. It was the sister, when the sister-in-law was looking at Marceau and Tisha like, y'all a bunch of like
That was this
idiots.
season, right? That was
Yeah,
this
that was
season.
this season. If you go back, Maurice had said something like, "Oh, I know I kept quiet about your two kids," or something like that. But he
I
alluded to
don't
the
remember him
fact,
saying about the two kids. I know he said, there's a lot of things I can say. That's what I know he said. He said there's a lot of things that I can say that I don't say.
if you go back, he alluded to two kids or something. I know I'm misquoting it, but I remember him saying two kids. And so if you go back, you'll see it, I'm pretty sure of. But I also wanted to make note of Scotty's interview with Wanda. I found it really, really strange when she was just like, "Oh, I own 50% of Tisha and Marceau owns 50% of Tisha," and then she
He said
laughed it off.
that?
Yeah, she said that. Yeah.
Well, I guess I was right.
Yeah. And I just wanted to point that out because when she said it, I was just like, "That's really crazy of you to say." And then she laughed it off because once it came out of her mouth, she must have knew how crazy it sounded. And it just added to the fact that Wanda has always been the third wheel in their
Uh-huh.
relationship, because she even told that story about how she made sure that Tisha's brothers were a part of the wedding, even though Marceau didn't know them and didn't want them to be groomsmen. So Tisha has always allowed her mom to be her mouthpiece because it allows her to perpetually always be the victim. And that's what I don't like about Tisha. And honestly, the petition going around for Wanda.
Oh, I remember what y'all talking about. He was like, I didn't say anything about your two kids. I think he was talking about what they were saying about him at the moment, but that could go either way. It could
Yeah.
be something where I know they're gonna think I'm saying it because it's rumors, but there could actually be two kids that I'm not saying anything about.
Yeah, because Marceau's face, it was a stunned look. And then the next, if you watch the next episode or whatever, when they're at Jalen's housewarming, Marceau says that he has Maurice blocked. And it's like right after that meeting. So I don't know if, and then I don't know if you remember online, there was a little bit of a beef between Marceau, and he put it out there about Maurice. And then it kind of didn't get any traction and nobody pointed it out. So I'm just kind of putting two and two together and thinking that maybe it was on the other end why Marceau was feeling some type of way because he brought that allegation of the two kids to the screen or whatever.
Okay.
But also I wanted to say about Wanda, I think she lives vicariously through Tisha, and I think it's because of her own insecurities, because she was raised in the projects and because she just got a high school diploma. I feel like she has felt that she was less than, and because Tisha has made something of herself, has gone to school, has a house, husband, all that, Wanda takes those accolades and puts that on herself as if she did something, because Tisha is out of it, and that's why she makes all those comments about, oh, Tisha makes high class boss moves, and she always has this elitist attitude about Tisha
Yes.
being, better than Mel.
Yeah, I
And I
heard her
think that,
saying that shit about her being a boss.
yeah, it was stupid. And I think that that's what ultimately wrecked Tisha's and Mel's friendship, because I feel like Wanda plays on Tisha's insecurities. And when Wanda saw Tisha kind of getting close to Mel, it was another person that could pull her away. And she didn't have the same influence that she had over their marriage, like she would have over the friendship with Mel. And I think that she played on that. And that's why Tisha this whole time has been saying, like, oh, it's Mel that is breaking up our relationship. But if you remember last season, even at the chapel, Mel was having Tisha's back, like, yo, this is dead wrong for him not to say that he loves you or to
Right.
recite his vows. She really has fallen back from that since season 2. But I think Mel still blames her because she can't come at her mom when her mom really is the one who has continued to bring these cheating rumors from YouTube to the actual show. And I think that
Right.
that's the problem, and that's why she keeps blaming Mel. And I don't want to take up too much time, but I also found it weird for Wanda. I think Wanda had got a taste of the fame because everybody liked her in season 1 when she
Uh-huh.
stepped to Marsau when Tisha didn't, but she got drunk off that fame. And I think she really has forgotten whose show it is. And that's why I'm glad it seems like Mel is about to, like, stunt on him, like, this is my show. And when Mel said in her live, like, people got it messed up on my platform, like, you're selling fish plates out of a parking lot talking about my establishment. Like, you wouldn't have this platform if it was not for Mel. And the
Right.
fact that all of them have set up here and had a pact, I think Wanda just took the pact too far. And I think that that was the catalyst for why Martell and Mel are now Team Hope again, because that statement that she made about their kids this second go round, the fact that Marceau, all of them are coming at Mel, I think Martell finally is just like, all right, y'all done brought
It's
my
enough.
kids into it.
It's
Yeah,
enough. Yeah. Okay. We can stop now.
yeah,
It
you know
was
what I'm saying.
fun,
and
but we
and
can
I
stop now.
respect him at least for that. You know what I'm saying. The fact that he did that, and I feel that way also because if you watch Wanda's live when they were leaving, she made a note to say, like, oh, see, look at Martell leaving with Mel. She said, come on, Martell. And it was like, the fact that you bring that up, you and Tisha sit around and talk about Mel, and because you have verbal diarrhea when it comes to her. Every single live you bring this woman up, you talk about her kids, all of that. And at this point, I think they really done messed up because Maurice is calling Martell Marty because he's trying to keep his shit under wraps. And the
Yep.
same thing with Marceau, because Marceau didn't make any sense at that dinner this last episode when he said he extends grace to Martell because he knows him, but not to Melody. And it's just like, no, Martell will spray you with your own BS and your shit that you've been doing in your own apartment and all that. And that's why you try to keep him, calm. But at this point, I think Martell should just let it spray and let it be what it is, because at this point, I just feel like they've all been coming at Mel. Mel has her faults. No one's perfect, but like the vitriol that Wanda comes at
It's
them with,
unnecessary, and it's not like it's not happening going both ways for me.
yes,
I feel like I don't see Mel going at any of them the way they go at her.
exactly. And she's kept it cute. She has thrown some jabs. The whole thing
Yeah.
about Tisha Daddy being in her DMs, it was
Oh,
funny to
that was
me.
girl, that was about time, it seemed like to me. Because
That's
that
what
was
I'm
really
saying.
shade at Wanda to me. That was more so shade at Wanda to me. Like,
Yeah.
get your baby daddy out my comments.
Like, and I think at the end of the day, because Wanda is insecure in herself, you know what I'm saying, and insecure in her speech, insecure in where she came from, because even if you watch the preview for next week, the family is still bringing up that up from the other side of the tracks comment. I think that
Uh-huh.
that stung them real deep
Oh yeah.
because they feel inferior, and I
They
think that's,
always felt like that. Probably when Marcel
yep.
comes around, everybody be like, here come this nigga.
Yep. Yep. And I think that's ultimately what the issue is between Kiki and Tisha. They've been set up to have beef because the grandfather on Kiki's side didn't really care for Wanda's brother. Her mom's side was the one who had their ish together. And I think that separation is also why Wanda has this notion that that Mel must be jealous of Tisha. She thinks everybody is envious because she sees
Yeah.
Tisha and also herself as an extinction trying to be on that same level. And innately she doesn't feel it. So she wants to bring down other people. And I think it's time for her to go.
I
I
think
saw the petition. I signed it. I ain't gonna lie. Cause I just think at this point, it doesn't it ain't even cute no more. Like, you 57 years old. If my mom was to act like that, I would be so embarrassed.
embarrassed. I feel bad for Tisha because I almost feel like now that we're talking about it, I really am starting to feel like you really don't like Tisha. Wanda. I don't. I
Yep.
think you pretend like you're doing things for her, but we know you're not. And I believe somebody said that Tisha's grandmother raised her, and we know how women can be when they
Mm-hmm.
feel like their mothers were better grandmothers to their children than they were as mothers to them. They take that
Mm-hmm.
out on their kids. And
Mm-hmm.
especially if it's a daughter that looks like them, and is the younger version of them, she can act like it's about defending Tisha, but really it's about trying to be Tisha or be so much in Tisha's life that she can control Tisha. Therefore, she can live through her. And,
Mm-hmm.
and I really do feel like Tisha needs to. I know that's your mom, but you need to create some separation. I firmly feel like I don't care if you're in my family or not. If you are more of a hindrance to my life than a positive, then you don't
Okay.
need to be around me. And that's just that. It doesn't matter if I got here by way of your vagina.
And you know what? Now that you mention about the grandmother, it makes sense why Tisha would rationalize her mom bucking up for her to
As
be a
love.
good thing as
Mhm.
love because her mom wasn't there growing up.
And
So
remember, she
she
said
made.
she wasn't emotionally, like, she never really said I love you or anything like that. Like, Tisha doesn't
Mm-hmm.
understand emotional support from anybody. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like probably the grandma was the only one, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't think she got that from Wanda, and I damn sure don't think she gets it from Marceau.
No, and that's why when Mel pulled away, she got so angry because it felt like I'm losing love when it's just Mel saying, "Hey, I got ish going on my end, and I just don't have time for you." And I think that plays into it. But I also feel like Tisha is a very jealous person, and it's sad because I feel like Tisha is a gorgeous woman. I think she knows she's gorgeous physically, but like inside she may not feel it. And I think that the Mel being so confident, because she can't match that confidence within herself, it makes her become jealous, and it makes her become mean, and it makes her kind of zero in. But also having Wanda as a mom in her ear, jumping on every little thing to make it seem like Mel is purposely doing things against her. And then you have the husband Marceau coming in here and trying to look out for himself, so he's going to throw the blame on Mel. Everyone in her inner circle is keeping her in such a windmill, and that she's not really looking at the two culprits. Because for real, I cannot get out of my head when she said on Scotty's interview that Marceau owns 50% of Tisha and she owns the other half. Like,
Oh, sorry, I was muted. I want Tisha to lig it. If that means coming back to your husband in a few years, maybe, if that's what you want to do. But I think you need to create some space between your mom and your husband. I think you need time to be with your thoughts and your feelings, and have it uninterrupted. And I know you're a mother, but you can be a mother. Mel has shown you can be a
mm-hmm,
mother and not be controlled by other adults in your life. And I think that they probably make it so that it's hard on Tisha to even focus on herself.
yeah,
If she can't even listen to her own thoughts, y'all, she's never gonna be able to figure out what she needs to do for herself. And if they constantly create, all of this turmoil, she's never gonna be in the quiet long enough to really get to the bottom of it. And it's sad to me. And I really hope, I've been praying for a while though, but I'm gonna really start being intentional about Tisha freeing herself, because I feel like that's really what it is. Because now that we talking about it, the way we're starting to see Wanda, to me, it makes me sad. And now I feel like the reason why when we see Tisha, it's like there's a knot in her throat. And it's because I know so many people are taking from her and she doesn't even see it that way.
And that's why she's so angry, I feel like, at Mel, because Mel has gotten to a point that she sets her boundaries, she sticks by it, and she doesn't give a damn whether or not
She
you
wishes
know,
she could
like
be
it.
like that. She wishes she could be like that.
Yes.
She can't.
and,
Yeah.
and because it's just amazing if you look at why she fell out with Mel and why Destiny fell out with Mel, and it's both because they started to lose access to Mel, and they started to panic, and then the panic
Do
went
messy,
from
insecure, childish shit,
yes,
and then keep calling Mel childish when she creates boundaries,
yep,
projecting. Yeah.
yeah, it's all projection. And I think because Mel has also shown that I'm not going to be held down. Like, I can leave Martell and still succeed. It just reminds me of that season 1 when she said that she wanted to go to Mel for the blueprint. And then when Mel was just like, all right, cool, let me introduce you to some people. Then she, in her mind, had to twist it like, oh, Mel thinks that she's so good. But it's like, you asked her to put you on to people. She did that. And now some
You
sort
turned
of way
around and went talk bad about her. To me, that moment was like, that's the moment. And
it
everybody
solidified
always
it.
forgets it. That's the moment that everybody needs to remember. She asked
Mm-hmm.
Mel for help. Mel helped her, and then she turned around and talked bad about Mel.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
remember that. Okay.
Yep.
But thank you so much, Jessie. It was great talking to you, love.
Great talking to you too. And I'm a Taurus. I'm a May baby though. So I just wanted to say happy belated birthday to you. You know,
Same
us
to you.
May babies are the best. And yeah, that's all.
Thank you, love. Have a
No
good rest
problem.
of your day.
You too. Bye.
Bye. All right, y'all. Thank you, Faith in the Substance. I'm sorry that we had some issues, but I gotta get through them because I gotta get off here. Sorry that I had some issues with the stream, y'all. I want to congratulate you on your appearance on the show as well as your overall evolution. I still hope that we can collaborate before you and the OLFP become big time. I hope so too. Y'all know I'll be doing this, weekly. Last week was my birthday, child, and I was trying to go, live. But thank you, and I'm sure y'all will be able to call in next week. Thank you, Pamela Israel, for the super chat. I hope Mel and Hotel Ho are not back together. I don't think they are. That would still be a toxic situation. Them co-parenting and protecting their children should not be misconstrued as them getting back together. It's not, and I don't think that they're getting back together because I feel like Martell still is not in a space mentally where he can take that type of back and forth. And even if Mel felt like she wanted to do that, I don't think that that's something she would actually go and do, because then that will open up a whole bunch of worms that do not need to be released. And let's not forget, he was just with old girl at the beginning of the month. He was just partying with his other baby moms at the beginning of the month. And I'm sure that Mel has people around her to remind her if she forgot, because it was nice to see him, defending their family for 5 minutes, even though I feel like he was out of control. And that's still a testament to him not being where he needs to be in order to be fit for her. Thank you, Keisha, for the super chat. This was such a great live. It was. Thank you so much. I'm so happy everybody came. I love y'all. I love the support that y'all are showing. All my other YouTubers, Rox and DJ Richie Sky and Lilith, and he didn't realize how hard it was raining. And Scotty and Terrence, and y'all know my girls, Niecy and Jamie and Jay Lee. Y'all, I'm thinking there's so many people that have been showing me love, and Scotty, and yeah, it's just been so many of y'all showing me love and happy to see me up there. And I love my people. I appreciate y'all. Once again, thank you, Mel and production, for making sure that I made the episode. I appreciate y'all for that. This was a really dope birthday. It really made up, because when I made 32, it was tough. When I made 33, it was a little bit better, but 34 has definitely been better. Ashley mentioned me too. Ashley tweeted me. I love Ashley. Y'all know that's my girl too. I'm spacing on names because I'm trying to think about everybody that I can remember, that I've just recently watched, because I just watched Lilith this morning. So I haven't gotten through all of my people yet. I usually kind of take my time and space everybody out throughout the week, so I have stuff to So I'll be like, okay, I'm starting off with all of my Love and Marriage Huntsville reviews for the week. And y'all know how everybody, kind of does the live. So I'll be making my rounds. I saw DJ Richie Scott. Oh, Kempire mentioned me too. That's what's up. Shout out to Kempire. Shout out to all of the other YouTubers who show me support. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all greatly. And I appreciate my followers and my subscribers. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. More light for all of us, man. More light for all of us. Y'all have a good rest of y'all day. Enjoy y'all Memorial Day. It's raining. So I'm about to go and get my little workout on. I'll holla at y'all tomorrow. Peace out.